Check this out. Little life of a boss play.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 18th of February. You are very welcome back to the R.A.P Music Podcast. I'm Dónal Daly, that's Conor Maguire, and we have got like a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
So we are going to go through some of the albums that are coming out this year. Some very good albums, hopefully coming out from some massive bands, and you know we'll pick up on the smaller bands as we go. But it's just easier to get excited about the big fucking flagship releases. There are bits and pieces we definitely missed out in 2017.
Unfortunately,
whether because of our own fucking stupidity and laziness, or because there's some albums were still coming out in the last week in December,
we breezed over about
that.
At the end.
So how could we have done that? So we didn't get talking to you in January. We are thinking, well, the R.A.P studios might be moving, but they haven't just yet. So we're just back down here. We are going to discuss where can people find music these days, because we've touched on this before, definitely on the podcast, and sort of like do people still buy magazines, or magazines look, we'll get into it. Okay, I'm thinking about this a lot lately. Like, I mean, if I'm just fucking blindly on the abyss that is the internet, and I'm like, right, fuck it, one night listen to some good thrash, where do I go? How do I find out, and etc. There are some old school bands that I've been getting into, and some fucking cool new stuff that I found out about. I'm going to talk you through. I don't think either of us have a deep dive album review that we're capable of doing tonight.
I'd say I can touch a wee bit.
I can touch on loads of albums, but I haven't consumed anything. Even though one of my favorite albums, or one of my most excited about albums, is already out, and I have it, and I just haven't fucking listened to it.
Well,
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, so I don't know. You know, it swings, and then this month will probably be all fucking metal.
Well, fortunately enough, there is one I can go nuts on, which we actually have on the background in a minute, which is the Grimace Hits by BLS, Black Label Society. So I can't go into that.
So that's the Greatest Hits collection?
No, Grimace Hits.
Right. So is it just a new album?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, not sweet.
I think a lot of people have thought this as well. Once to read it, I thought it as well, and it's like,
yeah, actually, that's such a fucking stupid idea. Never mind. So definitely going to be albums we can touch on, talk about. You can let us know if you've heard, whatever. One of us went to 2 Metallica gigs in one weekend, so we'll be bringing you up to speed on that. And yeah, fucking hell, if we get through all that, that's going to be a hell of a show.
I'm up for it. Let's go.
Right, well, first things first, let's just get into the fact that we won Mastodon a Grammy.
Yeah, I have to say that now, like, just a wee like.
I'd love to know like how many cumulative minutes we talked about them last year, like just the fucking running total.
Oh, it's well, again,
and it's going to grow all the time, because I don't know. I'm still obsessed with the album. Yeah, as are you, I'm sure.
I'm trying my best this year, as I said in one of the previous podcasts, that I don't want to try and use that one album as the bar measurement for this year, because it's so hard.
That's a very fair point. Yeah.
It's made me enjoy a few more things.
We're not going to get a fucking massive prog rock odyssey this year, are we? Well, hopefully, but like Opeth aren't going to come out. Although their last album, which I have been revisiting, is fantastic. Sorceress.
Well, we went through this not too long ago as well, but going through who's on the turnaround now. You've got a few people like maybe Megadeth are going to go back in and do something, but that's still down the line.
These rumours are stepping up.
Oh yeah.
They're coming a lot thicker and a lot faster than they have in 11 years. So
by the end of
are we completely wrong to get excited?
I think we are, because I think even by the end of this podcast, us recording, there'll be like 20 more different rumours from different people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But like they're coming from big names: Tom Morello, King Bozo, of the Melvins, and who else? Why was Sebastian Bach in the studio with him? Did you see that photo?
I didn't see that, but
it's Tool. I don't think Maynard is there. In their studio, like with Buzz from the Melvins and fucking Sebastian Bach.
Do you wonder if they're just using like samples for something else? They're not actually going to like get a full track.
It's so strange. But look, Tom Morello says he's heard the instrumental album start to finish. Like, I don't really think that Tom Morello would lie to us.
Well, you're saying he's got nothing
But-
to lose, but
That doesn't mean it's going to come out this year, I suppose. But it's definitely seems like there's been progress made.
I'd say by now for a band like that, who seem to be very, so was to say perfectionist with a lot of stuff, right?
Very methodical.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say by now they probably had an album and they shelved it, and now they've done a quick pick up on something. I think. I'd say they've completely changed around whatever they probably started off with. Like I think
That's interesting because I never would have
Metallica
thought
kinda
about
did
that.
as
But
well.
then,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you work on an album for 11 years? Like,
Well, between
I
going
obviously
Vines-
I don't know, but like 11 years, you're not.
That's a
You're literally
commitment,
not
like-
going to be the same person.
No, exactly.
So how the fuck could your album be the same?
I would say that because there was a good spin.
But then it is
turn.
Tool.
Yeah, well,
These guys are consummate artists. It's just something that we can't fathom, but it's not to say that's not possible.
I think the problem at the minute is that there's now it's interesting now that they're doing a pickup on the Perfect Circle stuff.
I liked the first single.
yeah.
Most F Doomed was very good, but I haven't heard any of the rest.
Same, but I think at the minute what I started doing was, okay, if that's picking up and that's ready to go, surely the other shit must be done as well.
Well, see, when did the Perfect Circle album come out? Was that middle of last year?
I think it was, yeah, but
Right, so
No,
what's that
yeah.
going to have? That's going to have at least a year, 18-month touring cycle. How are you
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
tour with the Perfect Circle and put the sort of dedication and energy that it's the melodies, it's the lyrics, it's the concepts behind all those?
well, I'd say the only thing probably holding them back in a minute is that once they get this up and going, unless they're doing some sort of like visual aspect with for live stuff, that's what's holding it all back. They want to have a good way of presenting it.
Well,
Maybe
hopefully.
that's hopefully, but again, I'm just giving them something really big to aim for. You know what I mean? Why not, like, this day and age, what they're trying to do with their shows is something maybe different.
Yeah, well, their shows always are a bit different because it's so weird how Maynard stands at the back in
Do you
the
reckon?
dark.
Do you reckon it might be even be something different, like a concept?
It might just not come out. Just be like,
Ever.
fuck these guys, take their money and go. So
Are
like,
you-
how many copies did 10,000 Days sell? Fucking loads.
Well, I don't know what to really say, but I know I can say all this now, like,
Link
I don't
back,
care, but-
right? Link back.
Link back,
That won 10,000 Days won a Grammy for packaging.
and rightfully so.
So
That sold me listening to that album.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have it and I've never dicked about with it, but like I understand that it's pretty cool. I would like to get a copy of it actually.
It doesn't really work if you got glasses on. Just saying,
Oh, right.
but it's still fucking cool.
Right, well, that doesn't trouble me, so I must have to give that a go. So, yeah, man, I'm fucking chuffed for Mastodon. They fucking earned that shit. And I'll say it, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it to anyone else that will ever fucking listen to it. Like, that fucking making of video where the Bran and Troy were like, so we went over to Bill's house, and he was fucking white as a ghost, and he told us his mum had just died, and we were like, all right, well, we'll bounce,
Yeah.
leave you to it. And he's like, no, like, come in and we'll play, like. And it's just like, right now, look, don't even start me, but Ginger retweeted that at the time, and I just thought this put it perfectly.
Not even 10 minutes in, and Ginger gets mentioned.
Yeah, Ginger Wildheart, like, always. So he retweeted it, and his comment was simple. He just said, "This is how dedicated you have to be." And
True.
how the fuck?
For us to say, but fucking
None of
you know,
these other fucking prima donna rock stars, I don't think, would do that. So, like, there's obviously there are exceptions, but for the most part, like, that's very rare.
It's interesting that it didn't really halt the proceedings at the start. If anything, it probably just molded in with what they were fortunately doing at the time, the whole ideal for the album. It didn't really kind of sway it. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, it strengthened the thing they were already working
Yeah.
on, which is probably more for us listening back to the album and then seeing all that stuff going on after the fact. Without having, it's not like, oh, you watch this and you appreciate the album a wee bit more. If anything, I know it's just another way of looking at the album. I think that's all.
I
it is.
definitely thought it made me appreciate the album a lot more because, like, there was a lot of, like, their personality and stuff in those videos, and just it delving into their songwriting process and these sort of things going on in their personal lives. And
Well, would you focus more on that than the actual concept of the album? Because the concept of the album is long gone most times when I listen to it, because I can just pick out a couple of tracks here and there
Yeah.
and stick it on.
the concept on this one is good, I think, but I don't think it is as vivid,
Yeah.
say, as Crack the Sky or Blood Mountains.
Jesus Christ, fucking hell.
Because
yeah.
those, like, for matching music to concept, those two are fucking nigh on perfect examples.
Yep.
And you know, I don't even like Crack the Sky that much, but I appreciate that it is a work
God.
of genius. Like, but I was actually was listening to the back half of Blood Mountain again the other day because all those tunes sort of blend into one because it's
Hand
like
of Stone and
they've got so many different parts. It's hard to remember which fucking part comes from which tune. But yeah, as you say, Hand of Stone, Siberian Divide, This Mortal Soil, Hunters of the Sky. You know,
that's it, right then,
less instantly recognizable than, you know, your Colony of Birchmen or your Blade Catcher from earlier in the album, but like way more proggy.
Wolf is Loose,
like
opener, wasn't
the
it?
album, like right. So Wolf is Loose. How fucking hard hitting is that tune to
for
come
track one,
right
like,
out of the blocks with, and then how fucking trippy and proggy, like that album just gets madder and madder right up until Siberian Divide, and then even, you know, the way they sort of on Leviathan and Blood Mountain, the concepts encapsulated sort of in the first thing, and then the last track stands out from it.
Yeah.
And the same on Remission, and those tracks are all related to the Elephant Man.
Yes.
But I really like the one on Blood Mountain, Pendulous Skin.
Yeah,
it's
yes,
very,
that's
very
better.
cool song.
Well, this time round, I think,
Not very metal.
No, but I think this time round, as you've just said there, the way the songs were laid out, the way the concept would come in and out, I think this time round maybe with this one is that it was more in the middle of the album that this concept really came out.
Yeah.
Like the whole cancer thing. Because if you look at the first three tracks, what was it? Sultan's Curse, Show Yourself, and then Precious Stones.
Yeah, that's
such a mix of those three. So it's the whole concept, I think, really kicks off during Precious Stones onwards.
Yeah,
that
that's the midsection of that album is most definitely the proggiest, and then you have what just has Bill Kelleher's fingerprints all over it. Then Andromeda takes you out of that proggy section and reminds you that Mastodon are a fucking riff based band. You know, Andromeda is really cool. I really, really like it. It's a top notch one. But this this sort of talk, this kind of the way that we're going on about them here, this is why they fucking deserved a Grammy. You know, they've been doing this forever. This is probably not even their best album. It's certainly my favorite, but like if you were a music critic, I think you would look to Blood Mountain or Crack the Sky, or maybe even Leviathan as their best work.
I would
in terms of technically accomplished or whatever. Not that we give a fuck about that down here, because Emperor of Sand is our favourite, and that's fucking that.
And the Hunter.
And the Hunter. Well, I will
you always
say,
forget the Hunter sometimes.
without a shadow of a doubt, sometimes I forget because I'm confounded with something, you know, a different one of their songs. But the Hunter itself is definitely Brent's best solo. Awesome. I think so. Like, I mean, it's just fucking, it's about his dead brother, and he's just obviously letting rip.
Well, it's up there with things like Jaguar God and all. Just as
Jaguar God is great.
Just the way that we did round off our last podcast actually with Jaguar God.
Yes, that's right.
For the end of the world.
And we fucking agonised over the decision as to which one to use.
Yeah, I think the idea came around 3 or 4 times at the end, and even at the end, I thought we were still going with like Root to Remain. But
I thought Sultan's Curse was going to swing it down at the end of that, just the way that debate was going.
Well, I think I listened back to it, and at one point, me and Declan had you outvoted on Clandestiny.
Yeah, but Clandestiny is obviously fantastic. Like, but I always keep coming back to Sultan's Curse. And I just keep coming back to it and back to it and back to it, because there's something about that cymbal intro as well, which is really fucking freaky. I love hearing it coming through my headphones.
That's the worst bit though. When I'm driving and it comes on, I set the volume to that first bit,
and then it just starts fucking raging out of the speakers.
Yeah.
But look, I'm delighted they won the Grammy. I think it was long overdue, well deserved. I'm just gonna check here. What else? Did anything else metal win Grammys? Anything else that we would fuck with at all?
No, because the Grammys was on during.
So they were nominated for Best Rock Album. What won that? Oh my god, it's like the War on Drugs or something fucking woeful.
Was it?
Do you know the War on Drugs?
No. Shut
up. No.
Where do we go?
They're like an indie shoegaze fucking.
You lost me already.
You know what I mean? No. It's like just that beige sort of music. I know loads of people that are really, really into them, but they're like hipster indie
like
kids.
Skinny Jeans Cardigan like, shit.
Yeah, I'm not down at all.
No. Well,
so should we know the Grammys?
Let's get on to something we do like.
Anyway.
We do know.
Yeah, so in mopping up notes and stuff from last year.
Anything we might have forgotten?
This is what I was saying. There was definitely things that when I was putting my notes together for the end of year show that just slipped through the cracks or hadn't heard yet, hadn't come out yet.
Well, I've got one that's an album that we were going to touch on, but it was delayed release.
Right.
So I've got it to be able to talk
about. What was
that?
That
That was the Crimson Idol reduce.
Right.
The one, the updated one they've done for the DVD and the show and stuff.
And what was new about it? Oh, so there's a live DVD.
All re-recorded. The whole album's re-recorded.
Oh, by the current band. Okay, cool. I remember when I did see Wasp. Now this is going back maybe 7-8 years, whatever. In Belfast, it was the Babylon album.
Yes, same tour I saw them on Dublin. Brilliant tour.
The Crimson Idol was fucking knockout. Like whoever their guitar player was at that point was
Doug Blair.
Fucking shit hot.
Yeah, he is fucking brilliant.
Shit hot. Yeah. Like it was fucking knockout because I'd never heard that tune before.
Oh,
and
well, when the same tour, the only thing I heard about them was I Want to Be Somebody, and then Fuck or Animal. Fuck Like a Bass. That's the only two tunes I heard, and I went down to the end, heard like Heaven's Hung in Black and The Idol and everything else. Came back with this like list of shit to start going through.
Yeah,
brilliant.
All I knew going into Wasp was Live in Texas. Isn't that what their live album's called?
No, Live in the Raw.
Live in the Raw, and it closes with Blind in Texas,
that's what it is, yeah.
Which is massive. So, but the Crimson Idol wasn't out at that point, so it was still...
Yeah, that's before that. Yeah.
So that blew my fucking mind. That guy can fucking play.
Oh, God.
What's he doing now? Do you know
He's still in the band.
Is he?
That's what I mean.
Right, so that's going to be shit hot then.
It is.
Have you heard it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. Unbelievable.
Yes and no, in one sense, right? They've added different things.
Blackie Lawless sounds like shit, let me guess. No?
No, this is the thing with Blackie Lawless, right?
You just assume the singer.
No, you assume, right?
Yeah.
Put it this way, there was a gap between albums when they did Babylon, and then the next one that came out after that was Golgotha.
Right, yes.
Sorry.
Because he's a Christian now.
Oh,
Blackie Lawless is a fucking Christian.
He's found...
Give me a fucking break.
What? Right, he's found his niche, which is trying to be like the metal fucking Meatloaf with his tunes, right? They're all OTT.
That's an image.
But they work really well, right? Like, as I said, Heaven's Hung in Black and Sleep in the Fire and stuff. He's done all those ballad kind of things before, right? So, of course, he's going to go for the most fucking ballad-esque album he has. So he's just gone from scratch. The tunes just sound like whenever we were there at at our shows. Hearing the older tracks, but a bit more balls behind them. So that's what you're getting on this. The quieter songs, he can still sing, but he can't sing like he did fucking like 91, 92 when that came out. So there's a couple of bits you're like, he's like hovering back from the mic every so often, doing his own wee fade outs and stuff. And you know for a fact he should be going on for a few more seconds. Like,
right.
So that's a wee bit disappointing. Other than that, there's extra instruments and stuff brought in. More
I love how you
keyboards
notice shit like this.
That's what I do.
I would just be like, there's something about the singing just fucks me off.
Whereas I'm just like, step back from the mic. It's just
you're on that one.
I knew it. But it's from watching him in particular live. He does that a lot.
Videos on YouTube and stuff?
No, from even being at the gigs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You remember. Like, you remember that in... do you have a Coverdale these days? He can still hit, but he'll...
Remember, I was wasted for Wasp. It was fucking such a good gig to be steaming up because their stage banter is brilliant.
There's photos to prove how fucking bad we got at the Wasp gig back then with Decky play-by-play, JP, the Mac Daddy, other Radio Acre hosts. We all went down to it fucking 2009 when it all came out, and you should see the photos of us. We'll have to put them up, sure, how wrecked we got at it. So I can still remember it even just from
2009, so you're telling me Wasp was 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's sick, isn't it? So they'll be on the list for when they come back around again for this. Now, I avoided them when they came around a couple of months ago because the drummer they have at the minute, all the live videos I've seen of him, I'm just not happy with it. He's just out of time. But on this, I need to double check if it's the same drummer here because he was tight on the album.
Okay.
But yeah, there's nothing else really different with the album. They put in that song, Miss You, that was off the last album, Golgotha, and they tweaked it a bit. They stuck it back in.
Okay.
Because originally it was part of...
why the fuck not?
When they put that album out about a couple of years ago, Golgotha, that track, Miss You, was supposed to be on the Crimson Idol, and they never got around to recording it, so he just re-released it. Then when he re-released Crimson Idol, he goes, fuck it, I'm going to have to stick this in again, but I don't want to be lazy and just copy and paste. He actually went and re-recorded it again.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
Extra couple of different lyrics and stuff in it as well. So he put some effort in it, but what I'm saying is he took the time away. He got it right. He got it done before it was polished before he came out. All these albums seem to follow that. So I don't mind a band like this fucking off for a while. Because I know when they come back, the album's always going to be solid.
Quality.
Yeah, look, again, I can't remember. I don't even think it was Holmes or anything at that point doing guitar around Crimson Idol and all. But this guy, Blair, is fucking brilliant on these renditions.
Yeah, well, if you're telling me that's the same guy that I saw, then yeah.
The problem was, as I said, I wanted to mention it a few months ago, it was delayed release. Over here, there was a big problem on Amazon as well. Apparently, people that pre-ordered got a copy of it months ago, but
like way before they were supposed to.
Yeah, things that got there apparently happened. All but it landed up on Spotify on time. Start of this month, I think 3rd or something. Fucking digested. It was brilliant.
Nice one. That's the
So I
stuff.
would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, well, there's definitely stuff that that slipped through for me that I just didn't get talking about down here. So these are the exemptions from 2017. Death from Above, 1979. Put out a hell of a record last year. It's just, you know, if you like the riffs, then you have to fucking get into Death from Above, because
I like my riffs.
they guaranteed that your fucking 2 of your favorite bands stole their whole act from them. Okay, if you hear Death from Above and you don't know it's Death from Above, you'd be like,
This sounds like
shit, man, that the new Turbo Wolf. And it's just like, you know, they thank them in all their album liners and all. It's just like, just for being so fucking sweet. And Royal Blood, because there's no guitar in Death from Above. There's 2 bass players and a drummer.
Right.
Which, you know, is now tried and tested formula, because we've seen some bands come through and do it. We've seen
you mentioned something I'm going to have to make a note of.
Extinction Level Event and fucking who else is the Exit International have both been bass only. So but listen, very, very good album. Death from Above, 1979. As I say, most of your favourite fucking bands are probably influenced in a little bit by them, because with the 2 bass attack, it's about them riffs, you know. There's not going to be fucking extended solos or fucking lute passages somewhere in it. It's not prog. It's fucking just thumpingly
just
good.
Grit, is it?
Just fucking thumpingly good riff rock, and I for one, I'm here for it. I believe they're American, but as always, it could be one of those ones where they're sneaky Canadians.
Oh yeah, just
so yeah, you know, like Jim Carrey, like a sneaky Canadian, and he's like, I just assume he's American. But
what do you expect everyone just to walk around with like a fucking flag draped on them, like a cape?
No,
make it known.
No. We're not talking about marking people out based on race.
Like,
you know,
I didn't mean it to come out that way, to be
people
honest.
used to have those sort of ideas, and then wars happened. So Death from Above, I'm definitely recommending, and because they're not like, they don't feel like a band like a whole lot of people seem to be into, and they certainly don't seem to have ever crossed over into the mainstream. So just, if you don't know about Death from Above, 1979,
where can you find them though? Usual.
Yeah, but they're signed to major label, like.
Oh,
so,
right, that's okay. It's not going to be a major.
You're not gonna have any trouble finding it. So Death from Above, 1979, didn't get a chance to chat about last year because honestly just didn't know it had come out, and then got my hands on it in January. So a band that we didn't talk about last year at all, but seems like every other fucking critic talked about, mainly because of their interesting spin on things, not because I think that they're a fucking, you know, they're a new generation defining band. But Here Lies Man were playing like a metal fusion of, so it's like metal and like African and Caribbean rhythms, so like a lot of strange percussion, world music, ethnic music, you know, whatever that section in HMV would be called. It's terrible. Like,
I hate that term. So Western.
Try harder. Try harder to fucking define that. Big time. So it's definitely an interesting one to listen to. Like, I mean, whether or not it's got any sort of lasting appeal, whether or not the second album's going to get them anywhere, I don't know, but definitely worth a listen, because, you know, nobody else is out there doing that. So I would say check that out. It's out. It's on a major metal label. Is it on Riding Easy Records? Maybe
could be. For people like me, is there any music videos or anything as well that'll help? Sometimes that helps me an awful lot. Well,
I don't know if there are videos, but definitely the album's on YouTube put up by the label, so you can, you know, listen to it and not feel bad. All right, so a band, right? I'm honestly now, I don't know if this came out in 2017 or if it was 2016, but just because I've never mentioned them, because it's pretty cool. Raven Eye. So Raven Eye are a 3-piece. I can't tell you what the album's called because I'm 90% sure it's self-titled, but that 10% is always fucking there. So Raven Eye, the main dude in Raven Eye is Ollie Brown. I'm pretty sure that's his name. So fucking sure that's his name. And he was a whiz kid fucking shit hot blues guitarist from when he was about 15. Like, he was probably 15 getting fucking 2-page spreads and classic rock and playing fucking festivals and doing all this, and it seemed like, you know, that whole thing was going somewhere. But then I lost track of him for a couple of years, possibly because I stopped buying magazines. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
And then next thing, he's in this fucking band called Raven Eye, and they're riding the current fucking wave of riff rock revival, which I am here for, by the way. The fucking more Royal Blood style bands we can get out there, happy days. Like,
But just not cookie cutter the fuck out of them, like.
No, definitely not cookie cutter, because I think like with the addition of the guitar in Raven Eye, it sets them really apart. So musically, I think Royal Blood is a good touch point. And then obviously all of the influences that go into Royal Blood, or your Rage Against the Machine, your Queens of the Stone Ages, the chunkier
Give me a version of Royal Blood, but with 2 drummers. That'd be fucking tight.
Fuck yeah, like a Melvin setup. That fucking yeah, nice and heavy. That would suit you down to the fucking ground. Well, there is a band I think that you might like.
Is this Young Acid kind of one?
No. Well, it's actually still need to get that album.
Yeah,
That'll drop off my thing. But Raven Eye, with the setup with them, 3-piece riff rock, but with lead guitar, and then whoever the vocalist is, I think it might be Ollie Brown, sings himself, is a pretty bang on Cornell impression, and I'm here for that. That ain't no bad thing.
No, that kind of thing is a good
especially as we don't have them anymore. So
yes,
we will take what we can get. So as I say, don't know if that was 2016 or 2017. Just
on a note,
we're on a Radiator podcast here. If you're listening to this, you like rock music, you want to hear some fucking good stuff, that's one to check out. Very, very cool album.
Don't recommend
song titles and shit like that off albums. I just listen to albums and I don't look at it every time to see what the song is called.
Did you not cover them on your latest Buzz? Was it not?
No, I don't think so, because I haven't done any Buzz in fucking ages. But
well, let these people know where they can find the last couple of reviews you've done anyway.
Well, if you want to hear anything that I've been talking about over the years, if you search the Buzz with Dónal Daly in the MixCloud, you'll find my profile. It's the one with the super fucking sweet pink logo. And
you can't miss it.
No, you'll
it's
definitely
brilliant.
not miss it. Which interesting story, quick side story on that one.
Go for it.
The font I stole from a 1980s Jonah Hex comic. Do you know Jonah Hex?
I fucking love Jonah Hex.
The movie?
Well, yeah.
It sucks balls.
Fuck
no
yeah.
way.
Again,
Mastodon did not even Mastodon could save that fucking movie.
I liked it.
And I've never even read any of his comics, but what a cool fucking concept. Just like Magic Cowboy.
Yeah.
That was it. It was probably a 2-word concept, and then somebody just wrote it.
Like money was thrown. I liked it because it was I like westerns. So again, I was suckered in.
I love westerns, but I was more suckered in by the fact that Megan Fox was playing a prostitute in it.
I keep forgetting Megan Fox.
But I just forget
Josh
that movie. It was bad. So
Josh Brolin and John Malkovich, I was happy enough.
yeah,
it was
good
short.
cast.
It was
and short as fuck
it
too.
did
Yeah,
insult you. Brett Hines was in it too.
Was he?
He was on the
Did
train.
he make it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
There you go. Go back
So
and
no,
watch
I'm not. Well, I'm not watching it again. Fuck you. But definitely not. But Raven Eye, how the fuck did we get onto this?
Jonah Hex. Something about
Jonah Hex.
the fonts,
We were talking about my radio show. So yeah. All the archive stuff is up there, and so just if you fancy it, that's where you'll find it. There's stuff about Marmozets when they were brand new. There's stuff about Gojira from last album cycle.
Oh,
and,
brilliant.
a special about a Reading and Leeds festival one year that I was particularly proud of.
You have a Bowie thing up there as well,
Good
do you
piece
know,
of
as
radio.
well?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought I was particularly proud of this little bit of one of my shows, right? Because it was when David Bowie died, and I as a tribute to him, I thought, what would be the most Bowie thing I could do? And I figured it would be to not play a Bowie track at all. And because it's a metal show or a hard rock, heavy metal, and hardcore punk show, I like to get my distinction right. Okay.
Yes, okay.
And I figured, the most Bowie thing I could do would be not play a Bowie tune, but then also to respect the heritage of the show, to play something from the sort of music that I'd normally play. So I played 9 Inch Nails, Something I Can Never Have, in full, like all 6 minutes of it, like, and then just at the end, just fucking came back in, got a bit angry, and was like, see, this is how you write heavy songs. Like, and just fucking, it was just like, it felt like a good tribute, and I was proud of it. So that's why I cut that out and put that up on its own.
And they're all sitting on MixCloud.
They're all just chilling. It's fucking free to listen. I don't even think you have to have an account, so work away.
I think you can sign in with your Facebook account or something.
Oh, you probably can't do that. Yeah, MixCloud's a great wee platform. If anybody out there wants to do any of their own podcasts, and because it's set up for radio shows, DJ mixes and stuff, you don't have to worry about copyright because nobody can download your stuff off it. It's a player, not a not a file hosting
we
site.
were previously on it, but we've just moved on from. It's just a lot easier for me uploading stuff on YouTube flat out.
Yeah, YouTube's a growing platform. MixCloud, I don't know if it's growing or not, but certainly is a good one. So let me see, where was it? In rounding up 2017, Death from Above 1979, Here Lies Man, Raven Eye, also the Atomic Bitchwax album. Now, Atomic Bitchwax, it breaks my heart to say, aren't like the fucking psychedelic prog punk fucking weirdos that they used to be. They're a bit more straight ahead driving stoner rock,
Like
and it's
Opeth.
because the rhythm section, their day job is Monster Magnet.
Oh, I love
So
that.
it's like Monster Magnet are a really,
Why
really
am I
cool
not
band.
aware of this?
I don't know.
Sometimes
I
just
don't
get
think
us
they were
forward.
all. I don't think it was always like that. I think Atomic Bitchwax has had a lot of members,
Right.
and just as a way for the front man to keep it going, now he borrows these two dudes for a bit. But you know, like go back. I know I was just
The
supposed,
Stain
I know
Effect.
I'm just supposed to be rounding up last year and
we get-
saying,
we
you
get
know,
there.
but listen, this one's called Force Field, and it's very, very good. But Atomic Bitchwax one is just an album that's very, very fucking dear to my heart. They've got a song called Shit Kicker with Jesco White.
I need to
samples
say,
in it.
I need to get a board for these names because see, sometimes you bring out these names of bands, and I swear to fuck, I just have. To
I think we should keep like a running tally of the best
cool
band
wall.
names ever. Yeah, like
Cool
a, sort of like a cool wall or a chart because there's some brilliant band names out there. I love, because of how provocative it is, Cancer Bats is awesome. People don't know what to do when you're wearing a Cancer Bats t-shirt.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do. The Cocaine Wolves, that's a
a
fucking
good one.
band name. The Galactic Cowboys I also thought was a good one. The Cowboy Prostitutes was a brilliant one.
See-
the Hell City Glamours. Now they weren't around for too long, but that was a sick
Right,
name.
metal gets cheesy after a while, and then you get the random people like Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Uncle Acid
I
and
love
the
those
Deadbeats is a
round
cool
off
name.
ones.
Yeah.
That are cool. Like after a while, then you just get some random ones that I don't know. As I said, like even like Sanctity, as I mentioned before, like that band. You'd look at those
Sounds
names.
super metal, doesn't it? Like
does sound-
Sanctity.
you know what you're getting with the fucking metal names, whereas these, I'm sitting there going, "What is this?"
I love how there's I
more
don't
intrigue.
know anything about them. I think they're like a death metal band or a tech death band, but I just think their name is sick. Revocation. They must have a shit hot lead guitarist because Guitar World and stuff are constantly sharing videos of him, so he must be shit hot.
Well, there's something we'll have to bring back in for where we're finding.
Would you might like that? I
things, but
suppose fucking
I could do, but I get very narrow.
Decky
with a lot
play
of
by
things.
play would enjoy probably.
Decky's
Tech
a wee bit-
death. That's his fucking thing.
That's more his jam, to be honest. So I think most of his stuff will just bleed over to me, to be honest. Whereas I used to like started off with Gojira and Nile and fucking Entombed and all that kind of shit, and I just kind of found what I
It's
wanted.
embarrassing, dude.
Yeah, but I found what I wanted to look for. You know what I mean? Eventually, settled.
Nile are just a joke to me,
They are.
unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
But, like,
Back in the day, I thought it was tight.
I just don't understand. It's like
That's
they're
the
Americans. Like, there's a band out now that are apparently ripping them off, right? But they're actually Egyptian. So it's
They
like
are
if
actually
anybody has
Egyptian.
a right to fucking sing about that, you know, not the fucking fat dude from America. But look, yeah, that's my roundup 2017. If you're looking for a couple of good albums, Death from Above 1979, no idea what it's called. Here Lies Man, self-titled. Raven Eye, which I'm so sure is self-titled, but I'm just not 100%. Atomic Bitchwax, Force Field, and I went on and on about this band last year for a while because I'm so excited to get into them because they seem to have such an interesting career. Propagandy, punk band from Canada. So didn't get the CD for Christmas, so that fucked me. And
fucking.
then
I didn't even get socks this year. I was pissed off.
I just said to my two wee bros, I was like, yo, why don't you just get me that for my birthday then, which was a couple of weeks ago. I just still haven't received it. They're fucking being useless. So look, I'll be doing the deepest of dives on that album whenever I get it consumed because I've been listening to the singles again flat out and they are fucking awesome. Lyrically, they're on another level. Musically, they're so fucking exciting. They're a punk band, but their bass player's melodic as fuck, playing lead lines, and it's just like, what? You're not allowed to do that.
No.
But punk's about breaking the motherfucking rules.
Well, you've
so
brought
I'm
up something-
psyched.
you've brought up something
Yes,
for-
that's my
yeah.
roundup. That's it. There's like 5 albums for you. 5. How long are we into this podcast? 5 motherfucking albums. 6,
Half an
including
hour,
fucking
something.
Crimson Idol. And we probably meant, how many did we fucking mention there when we
Oh,
got lost in the woods a bit?
I've got homework to do from the last
Yeah,
half hour.
and we have
anyway.
to set up a cool wall. Did you write that down?
No, I know it.
All right, good. Oh, well, I know
Well,
you
right-
know
right,
it. Write
yeah,
down
yeah,
cool,
cool
wall.
wall.
League of band names. We'll come up with a super sweet fucking name for it. Well,
The League-
not right now. Not right now, but we're going
Right.
to do it.
The League of Extraordinary Riffs. Done.
The League of Extraordinary Riffs.
Done.
Yeah, I like it.
Copyright. Right, you've tied on there from something you mentioned, singles, and that's a good way I can segue something in here if you don't mind.
Talk to me.
I'll talk to you. Definitely something that's come in just at the birth of January there. the new Breaking Benjamin single. Red
You
Cool
sent me
River.
this. Did I fuck listen to it? Sorry,
Holy-
dude.
That's okay. No, that's all right. I'm here to tell you, it's fucking brilliant. You-
Who are Breaking Benjamin?
Right.
Should I know who they are?
Possibly. You're talking mid 2000s. You're talking about bands like Hurt, Godsmack, 3 Days Grace,
Godsmack crying like a bitch. What
Yeah.
a fucking tune.
Tune,
Anyway,
yeah.
go on.
and the video's tight as well.
Has it got a video?
It's all UFC
Sick.
stuff. You
Oh
love
my
it. You love
god!
it.
Stop it!
You love it.
Brilliant. I'm
Yeah.
gonna. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
We'll put that on the end. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
class.
That is tight. I'm smiling like a bitch.
I think it's just such a tune because we had never heard, right, just to tell you how I came across Godsmack.
Go
We had never heard of Godsmack. We maybe heard of them, but we didn't know them. And one year at Download, they were obviously, their albums get pushed like fuck. So
Yeah.
it was on all the adverts.
Yeah.
And it just every 30 seconds, someone would just be hearing, "You crying like a bitch." It's just, you
Fucking
got that
tight.
Yarlin voice. So
Do you know what? That tune, as soon as
Ridiculously
you
cool.
hear it, you're thinking going, it sounds like something you just stick on like a fucking Monster Energy advert or something. It's just that vibe.
absolutely. I am in no way
Extreme
surprised
sports or all that
you're
shit,
telling me
yeah.
that the video's UFC. Absolutely not. Like,
Brock and a few other people. I don't know too many UFC people, but even Brock's in it beating the shit out of people, so I was
it's
happy.
Probably all the Mac Daddies. I'll fill you in.
all
Don't
the
you worry.
Nice. Well, this single in particular, right? That's the vibe they were coming out with, and a lot of their stuff was used over the years for. Again, I'm in the wrestling, so a lot of their stuff was in there in the games and in a lot of video clips and great fucking tunes at the start, like So Cold and fucking Dario Jane and a lot of. It's one of the most fucking popular ones that came out. But this new single is fucking. It's heavy. Like it's the video that came out is kind of. I don't mind it. It's like a. The concept of it is someone's daughter goes missing and is killed, and he's trying to find out who killed her and where she is and all this kind of stuff. So there's an narrative in it, and you're like, okay, this song's tight as fuck.
Slamming.
It's just slamming.
Nice with grooves.
Nice grooves. They come
That's
out,
what we want.
They come out with another single, which I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and unfortunately there's a internet issue in the studio today, so I'm not able to get it at the minute, but I would definitely recommend anyone check it out. It's all up there on YouTube and Spotify, everything to check out. Singles wise as well, I would definitely mention is Lightning Strikes by Judas Priest came out. Off the
Okay.
new album Firepower, and Firepower came out as well.
Is this the one you were buzzing off the 16 seconds of last year?
Man, yes, that's exactly what it was.
So now you've
folks.
heard the whole thing.
16 seconds clip came out last year, and I was fucking knackered from listening to it. It was insane.
Like, it's that good.
Yeah, like I stopped really even like headbanging or anything, even at gigs anymore. But that 16 seconds was enough for me to go, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck my neck and back. Who cares?
Yeah, man, I think I purposely,
good.
I think I purposely dried my hair and all, and get it to a proper 16 seconds in.
Nice.
But yeah, oh, it's
So
tight.
this is
It's
just
tight.
the single?
2 singles come out so far.
Right.
And the album I think is coming out. Don't quote me on the date, but I think it's like March or April.
I've never
And
really
it's-
dug Judas Priest, but somebody played a sample of one of their songs on a podcast recently, and it didn't announce before it that it was them. And I was like, "Fuck yes!"
Yeah, because when I went,
So I think
when
it was 80s stuff, but it was cool.
See, this is the issue with them. When I went to see them, yeah, it was Valentine's Day weekend 2009, and it was Testament opening, then Megadeth, and then Judas Priest.
I remember that gig. I wasn't at it. but
Fucking insane. Testament were brilliant. Megadeth were just on fucking autopilot, which was pissed.
Chris Broderick.
That's why. It was first time seeing him, and he was just standing there like a fucking mannequin. Also, there was a clock on the side of the stage, and after every tune, he kept staring at the clock to see how long he'd left,
No way.
which I didn't like.
That's fucking
Priest-
terrible.
I only heard a few
I
things.
would have been
Yeah.
fucking fuming.
I only heard a few things about Priest. It's the same thing. I only heard a few things about Wasp. Because around that time, I went to see Wasp and all as well. Great fucking year for gigs. But that went into Judas Priest, and I just remember like living after midnight and fucking maybe Painkiller. Didn't realize it was all this other fucking like Sentinel and Hammer and the Anvil and everything. All these fucking heavy fucking slammers. So since that they've been delivering some good albums. This new one coming out is definitely gonna be fucking tight. If anything, it's gonna kind of kick the ball out of a few other metal band coats at the minute. So those singles are definitely coming out. Another single I will have to mention because it's obligatory, and I've passed the half an hour mark, so I can say them. Metallica.
New single.
It's not. I wouldn't say a new single. It's the first glimpse of the remastered Garage Inc.
And what
that's
was
coming out.
that?
They chose The Wait, which I thought was a good idea because there's a good bit of bass in that, and that's the key to this one. The bass has been tweaked, brought up well, so it's a great fucking mix of these tunes. I can't wait to hear things like Small Hours and Last Caress and all coming out of this, and Helpless and all coming out of this wee EP. Now, they haven't gone mad. They haven't given you live disc and all this other shit. They're just giving you the one disc now. So as we said even before we started recording about the And Justice for All one that's due.
Yeah, well,
That's
let's
gonna
just
be a
hope they
monster.
remaster that properly.
Well, this is a hope. From this one track, you can hear, right, okay, if this is what they're doing with that garage quality, what the fuck is And Justice for All going to sound like?
Yeah, because to be honest, I've been listening to And Justice for Jason a good bit. And
Yeah,
it sounds like somebody's fucked with a bass track.
Yeah, so-
and it doesn't even feel like it's Jason Newsted's bass track.
No.
It feels like somebody's re-recorded it.
They did.
So
They
I want
did. The problem with it, yeah.
that fucking Jason Newsted attitude.
Right. There's a few people on YouTube that have made their own.
There are
edits,
different
right?
and better remasters
Yes.
I've found. Yes.
There's
Are you going
better-
to tell me there's one with the drum sound tweaked as well, and it's
No,
pretty cool?
that's the one that's key because people are tweaking only what tracks have been put out. Now, apparently, when they're recording the drums for And Justice, it's only the kit mics that you're hearing. You're not hearing any room mics or anything
Okay.
in the mix. So I'm hoping that whenever they go in to do this remaster, they'll expand that drum sound by opening up the room mics.
But
That'll be a game
that
changer.
would make that Metallica's best album.
Oh God, fuck
like,
yeah. Oh God, fuck
I would
yeah,
put it
that's
up
good.
maybe on a level pegging with Ride for me.
Mine is And Justice, Ride Lightning, and then Master Puppets, or Black, depending. Depends what
Love
mood I'm in.
Ride, like I mean,
yeah.
I just
You went in deep as well, even bringing up in the last one about you went through the deluxe version all as well, and there's
I loved it.
Hey, oh yeah,
Loved it.
Yeah.
There and some of the live versions.
know how to spoil
Oh
their
my
fans.
god!
Holy fuck.
I've actually dove a little bit deeper into it since then.
Cool.
And
What'd you find?
Honestly, do you know what my favorite bits are? The live stuff on Master of Puppets when Jason's fresh into the band.
the audition stuff. Have you heard
Not
it?
the audition
Oh,
stuff, but the live stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
And Jesus
killing it.
fucking Christ.
He's on fucking
He
10
is
the whole way through.
knocking it out
Yeah.
of the fucking park. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But
If you
I
don't
love
notice, the songs are faster as well.
Man, they are horsing through them.
Yeah.
They're so fast. Like they
Yeah.
are fucking nailing them. Like where you can really tell is I always think in Creeping Death, just the very start, just that first bit, but you just hear how fast. It's like, hold on, is that bit over? What? And but then you're into the rest of it. So I was really, really loving when you go on to those, as I say, the Master of Puppets, the live stuff where it's Jason.
Yeah.
But when you go into and you listen to versions of Anesthesia and even Orion,
Yeah.
and I think there's an Orion on there, and it's by Jason, and it's just like, holy fuck,
It's-
this is sweet.
That one,
But
yeah.
let's just try and get back here for a second to how fucking good And Justice is. Like that album
fuck
does not get the credit. Like
No, I think-
Harvester of Sorrow, Blackened, Fred Ends of Sanity, Shortest Straw is my favorite Kirk Hammett solo because there's a solo in it where he doesn't use any fucking wah.
I still think that's Decky's favourite
And it's like,
tune.
oh, he can do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking sweet. Why doesn't like he should do it slightly more often?
Yeah.
There's a delicious
Did it
little
a few days
harmonic
ago.
in it that I really like.
They did it a few days ago.
It was in the set list.
I
yeah.
saved the set list for every game. I'm just fucking like that. I just try and compile all this shit together.
See, they broke Orion out recently as well.
Yes.
And,
And Through the Never and a few other... you had Leper Messiah at your gig.
Yeah,
Which
well,
you'll get into, don't
I'll
worry.
get in. I will
Oh, yeah.
fucking dive deep because I don't have any album reviews for this month. I did see Metallica twice in one weekend, so I'll give you all the
I'm
juice on
dying
that.
to hear it.
It was well, like where are we? And let's can I do that now?
I think, yeah, because I
Like-
don't think there's any other singles here.
No,
one,
I certainly,
one mention I
I
will...
don't fucking listen to singles. You
One
know
thing
that.
I will mention that, again, it's not recent, but it's 2013. I came across this random album just listening to shit at like 4 a.m. I didn't even know these guys were still recording or if they were still going to
I know what
Boston.
you're gonna say. Oh, sorry, I thought you were gonna say something completely different.
No,
you
Boston's
tell me
album.
there's a new Boston album
Well,
coming out.
not new. It's from 2013. Life, Love, and Hope.
Okay.
Sounds inspiring. The actual title track off that is fucking brilliant.
He's an obsessive. Like he lives in his basement and just like does
I've
everything
heard, yeah.
himself. Have you ever read the
Yeah,
story
I've
of
heard, yeah,
recording
it's all
the
homemade
big
as
album?
fuck.
Yeah. It took 7 years or something. And, like in the
Well,
70s.
again, this, like, if you think about it, then like that was their first album as well. That's a fucking shocker.
That's the
like,
thing. Like
yeah.
it's just like this dude just did all this.
And here it paid off. It's one
What's
of the
his
best.
name? Tom Schultz.
I think you're right, Schultz. Or no, Schultz. No, yeah, no, we'll go with that. We'll go with that for now
Alright,
because again
good
we can't
guy.
search.
So what was the single? Sorry.
Single off that is the title track, Life, Love, and Hope. The rest of the album is has its odd wee moments and stuff, but just for the fact you're sitting there going, Jesus Christ, this is fucking Boston. Just to get that wee thing in your head going, like, Jesus, like there's still those random bands still alive. Is Steppenwolf still about? Is fucking
I don't
you know what I mean?
know.
You know, all
I
these
do
random
not know
fucking
if
bands
Steppenwolf
from-
are still about. You've asked me a question.
You know what I mean? if anything, you need to get those like bang your head festival lists of all. That's what I love doing, and we'll bring that up on the other list of where you find music. Looking through recent fucking festivals and seeing who's still going. Like Magnum are still going.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Magnum
Holy
are pretty sweet actually.
Yeah, but Jesus.
Marillion supposedly had a great album out last year, or the year before, called Fear, which stood for Fuck Everything and Run.
Oh, they've done the wee abbreviation.
Yeah, so there's loads of those bands that are just still pumping out music. There's
They're lost in the shuffle.
a prog band called
Bad,
Pendragon that have been about forever, and they still put out
Pendragon.
good albums.
Double N, P-E-N-N.
No,
No.
just one, Pendragon. All one word. I think they're Welsh. But look, let me fucking tell you.
Obviously, they're Welsh if it's dragon in it somewhere. Like, fuck
So
sake.
listen, let me tell you about
you
Metallica.
take me going.
All right, so first and foremost, they were fucking unbelievable. Like, it was so good.
I don't know if I asked you before. Have you seen them before this? Or
Yeah, this was my fourth and fifth time seeing them. So
Nice.
previously had seen Marley Park outdoor one day festival. You remember that? I'm sure.
CSD?
No,
Is this the one with like Macedon and Avenged
exactly.
Sevenfold?
Where I
Yes,
slept
yeah.
through Mastodon steaming when they
Jesus.
just released Crack the Sky too. But I didn't get Mastodon until last year, so I don't feel bad about that. Had also seen them play in the round in the Odyssey. Got to one of those gigs, which
Yeah, I
was
got-
fucking brilliant.
I went to both nights for that. So
Oh, class!
You-
But
and
I
now
was at the
I know-
night.
yeah.
I was at the night of that one where they played Unforgiven, so I was just on cloud
I
nine.
think it was the second night.
And then was lucky enough to see them do the Black Album in full at Download. So that was really sweet because they started with Hit the Lights, had a few classics, and then
They went backwards on it. Did like struggle within
yes,
the first or
so
something.
the
didn't it?
end
Yeah.
of the main set was just fucking Black Album backwards, so that it ended on Sandman.
Yeah, they did that
And then
with Ride as well, which is kind of cool.
Fucked off to and came back and did Seek and Destroy. So I have been fucking very fortunate to have seen them and seen them play such good gigs. They came out in Marley Park and played Black, and that's fucking unheard of.
Then
as an opening
Harvester.
track. Yeah, then it was Harvester's Sorrow, Creeping Death, and then I think Whiskey in the Jar. So that was a hell of a fucking run of tunes. But look,
you remember well. I remember that too.
yeah, because I always buy, which is the beautiful
turn
thing
the
about
page.
Metallica is you can buy the recordings of every night. So you
Yes,
get your own.
was it?
You
Since
can,
2003, they've been doing this.
yeah, and I think
Fucking
that's
brilliant.
a top-notch idea.
Yeah.
It must generate so much money for such. Like, it probably doesn't take a huge amount of money to run.
No, I bought the one for the Marley Park 2008 gig that I went to the first time seeing them, and was it Open Creep and Death and then And Justice.
Nice.
Like it was very early into it, but I bought that, and I wanted to get one for each gig I've been there because I've been to like seven. Yeah, 7 times. to see
Seven
them
now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I want to try and get them all done up.
Yeah, no, I think you should, and you can now get them as like CDs with a custom cover or the photo from the night and all. So that's pretty cool. That's a really,
Picture
that's
James
a
just like that.
fucking, that's a really sweet idea. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. There's probably no other bands big enough to do that in metal at the minute.
No,
There just definitely isn't.
and
'cause
considering how many
they couldn't
gigs
afford
they do,
the cost of running it and recording all that shit every night. So maybe Slipknot, but sure they only play a handful of dates really, unless they're on an album
and
tour.
they don't do what these guys do. Which again, it sounds like we're just sucking a dick, but fuck it, I don't care. It's that every set list, like majorly, they'll have about 9 tracks that they will be playing.
Yes,
but they
but
have
there
a
are
rotation
slots.
every night. They have
Bingo.
rotation. I don't know many other bands are doing that.
And that's why,
either.
because I was obsessing about the set list before I went, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, man, just got so spoiled when we're like,
So you don't get
let me see,
competitive with it.
let me
though.
back it up for a
Yeah,
second.
go.
They were fucking brilliant. Okay, the stage is in the round and it fucking works. It's so good. There's all these fucking moving like fucking
cubes and shit, isn't it? Yeah.
and they show all kinds of different pictures and the production is on point. It's fucking great. And I was just thinking like, there's probably never ever gonna be another fucking globe trotting motherfucking arena slaying rock band like that, like, and definitely not one as heavy, because like I think you fucking sometimes can forget just how fucking heavy Metallica are with all this hardcore punk and fucking Slipknots and death shit that's about these days. Like, Metallica are so motherfucking heavy sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I was going to tell you. The set lists were just so good, but what, like, there's just little tiny bits of absolute fucking magic that picture doesn't tell you about, right?
No.
Because where it says fucking Rob Trujillo bass solo, what it actually means is Rob just played Anesthesia without any backing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this
Right.
is so sweet. Like, then they close with a nice massive rendition of Enter Sandman, and then for about 12 bars of music, fuck all really, but it just gets your fucking dick hard to just throw in Fred and the Sandy riff, and it's just awesome. But yeah, the tune selection, so they come on the stage to Hardwired, which you forget is fucking great song, like fucking really good comeback tune for them. You know I'm not hot on that album.
Yeah.
So I have my misapprehensions about going into this gig. All right. But they were all completely misplaced. Like I found they only played the good tunes off the albums, apart from they have this whole big thing with Dream No More with the drums and all. But I gotta be honest, I didn't even hate Dream No More, the song, when I heard it live, and I didn't hate what I was calling the big. What did I say?
You said Dream No More.
Oh well, Now That We're Dead. Yeah. Sorry, yes, I still hate.
Because I love. Oh, I used to love Dream No More.
But the big stupid drum thing, it was kind of cool, you know, in the round arena setting, and just typical Metallica. You have Lars up acting the fucking Egypt every chance he gets, like. And here's the thing as well. It's I don't think I can overstate how much this improved the thing for me. They just looked like they were fucking loving life. They looked like they were having a fucking ball up there. And people can say whatever the fuck they want about James fucking Hetfield's stage patter. I've said it myself, okay? It's not particularly cool, you know. Are you alive?
Yeah.
Tell me how it feels to be alive.
It's cringy.
You know, it's just like, why are you not playing Harvester of Sorrow? But look, they looked like they were having a ball.
Yeah.
And, you know, people say, oh yeah, Kirk Hammett is fucking sloppy live and all, because he's fucking having a good time, man. You know, it's like, and you're not picking up on 30-second notes when you're in a live setting, okay? You're going on the fucking raw feel of it, like. And I love their guitar tones live as well. They fucking still have an absolutely savage live guitar tone. It's fucking really, really cool. And I love seeing Kirk Hammett coming with Gary Moore's Les Paul. Also Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac's Les Paul.
That's right.
And the coils are wound backwards, and that's why that guitar literally doesn't sound like any other. A friend of mine was filling me in on that recently. Shout out to Tim. But just, right, so that's before we even get into set list, right? So over the course of the 2 nights, here are like my highlights. So Hardwired was great. Spit Out the Bone from the new album, which is like one of the few good tunes on it. It was fucking really good. No, it's not the Gaga one. The one they did with Gaga was Moth into the Flame.
It's pure fucking.
Oh, it's Gaga. I like that. But they do play that one that they sang with Lady Gaga.
Moth into the Flame.
And that was kind of sweet because they had all these drones with lights on them then for that bit, which was just like, you know, it's you have to appreciate this shit because you're not going to get it again unless you go and see the likes of your Lady Gagas and your Katy Perrys, because rock bands and metal bands aren't getting the dough for that sort of production anymore.
I'm almost certain
arena rock is fucking pretty much on its way out.
Yeah, I'm almost certain they swallow most of that themselves. It's the same thing. Even fucking
go and see motherfucking Metallica while you can. That's the fucking point.
God,
here. So Hardwired, fantastic. So first night, right? And thank Christ I was going second night, because I thought this was a very risky decision by them. Didn't play a Creeping Death.
As an opener?
No, like at all. On the first night, didn't play Creeping Death at all.
They did that in Belfast as well, switched and changed.
So her first night, Leper Messiah was dusted off.
Yeah,
Leper Messiah, Sanitarium, and Fuel were possibly the highlights of the first night. Like, that's a fucking hell of a couple of tunes to hear.
I was checking out these lists while you were away, and when I saw Leper Messiah on the list, I was sitting there going, "For fuck!" I was so jealous.
The same night, they also played Sanitarium.
I've heard it.
Do you know? But it's just a great one to hear live. And Seek and Destroy gets dusted off about third or fourth.
I've noticed that last week.
Well, I think that's a great decision. I really, really do.
They used to do that on the Black Album tour and all. It like came in the middle near, like, just for something to fuck about on. And then they would extend it into like a half an hour version and stuff. But it was way at the start. Like, they never put that at the end until they only started doing like the 2003 run.
Yeah, but anytime we would have seen them,
yeah,
it was always in on Seek and Destroy. So it was nice to see that be changed up. Let's see what else was played. Then, so just to set the scene for you here as well, the Monday was my birthday. So to go on your holidays in Madrid and see like basically the world's biggest and best fucking metal band playing Creeping Death, Fade to fucking Black, Harvester of Sorrow, and check it out. Guess what? I know you know, like, but I'm just gonna make you fucking sick by telling you anyway. Blackened. Ugh, absolutely fucking riff-gasmic. So it was. It was unbelievable, and just as I say, it was just. I was so lucky that I thought to myself. I was thinking to myself in the days before it, like, you know, like this shit just ain't gonna happen again. We're not gonna get another Metallica. We might get a band that's good, but we're not going to get a band that can go out and put on fucking 12,000 people arena shows in fucking hockey stadiums all over the fucking world.
The difference with them is because they're so big, they know they're confident in whatever show they put on.
Yeah, and they're fucking good at it. Yes, thank you. You know,
they walk out there, they don't have to worry about looking around like, how much is this going to fucking cost? They're just looking going, we'll put out another DVD next year and cover it.
I'm James Hetfield. I'm in a movie with Zac Efron next year. I give a fuck. I give a fuck. I can go on a Joe Rogan podcast and not talk about Metallica for 2 hours.
I still enjoyed that.
Yeah, I know it's enjoyable, like, but I fucking.
Yeah,
but that stage we hadn't got the album or anything yet, and it was like, hey, listen, you Hetfield,
shake him.
Fucking no.
No, it was just out. It was just out.
Oh, was
so
it?
I thought it would be like a whole big uncovering of stuff, but it wasn't. But
it was better for it, probably. But
I'd say someone like him would be back on more.
And the feeling of frustration still lingers.
Here's something there then. Who would you like to see coming up on that?
I want to fucking see 2 bands elevated to headliner status.
Okay.
A$AP Rocky, or someone's getting fucking karate chopped. Okay, and I've been naming these 2 bands for a good couple of years now, and it still baffles me how the fuck they're not. Okay, and then I'll tell you one that I think is gonna go. Queens of the Stone Age and Alter Bridge are fucking globe-trotting, arena-slaying fucking megastars.
Yeah.
And they can't
get past people like the Foo Fighters and all the minutes.
Foo Fighters. Fucking, what do you call that fucking
Arctic
band
Monkeys,
Haley Williams
even
is
the
in?
fuck.
But I'm talking about even in
Paramore.
metal festivals. Like, we're still fucking putting Def Leppard
still
at the
putting-
top of bills.
yeah, no.
We're still putting fucking...
Green Day and a few others. And
Like, let's fucking get together and just say, listen, we're fucking moving on. Queens of the Stone Age need headliner status. Why have Queens of the... Right. Have you seen festival lineups for this summer?
I've looked at a few
What
and
the
no one...
fuck
yeah,
is going on, Maguire? Now, you know, you know that I fuck with a bit of hip hop. Like, I like to fucking change it up, and I do like to hear cool things and different things. But
Dynamics.
this modern fucking breed of hip hop is just fucking brutal. I don't understand. Like this Gucci
You think
Gang
that's bad?
thing
Have you seen the
is-
modern metal list that's coming up for festivals?
What's modern metal that's coming up? What fucking modern
This is
metal
the
that's
problem.
coming up?
This is the problem. Even if I had the internet's on to go now, but I'm not even going to bother checking. The list, I look at you're scanning through and you see about 5 names that appear that you recognise, and the rest is just fucking cannon fodder bands. It's just like, what the fuck is this? I'm going to sit through 8 of these random bands before I get fucking like Pennywise or something, maybe that from back in the day. Because I'm not going to sit around that fucking stage and listen to bullshit, just listen to Pennywise. Like,
So, like, yeah, I just think like Alter Bridge have got the catalogue to do it now. They're 5 albums deep. Every one of them's a fucking clinker, and you know, like they're so good. They've got it. Miles has been touring the world with Slash. The rest of them were all Creed. Like, these guys are fucking ready. They need to be given the chance. I know it's just the fucking thing. It's based on record sales. How the fuck are you gonna make people go out and buy albums in this day and age? I know you're not, but between those 2 bands, I just really think. And then I notice sub-headlining at Download this year are Blackstone Cherry. I honestly didn't think they were gonna get that big, but here we all are.
but I think they're the only
Good. Don't get me wrong.
No.
I want to say that good.
I think what a lot of these ones are, there's a lot of people out at the minute either recording on their own, doing their own shit at the minute. So the cycle's different this time round. And I think a lot of the ones are sitting there going, they're scraping for some names, recognisable names to put up higher on the list anyway. I think they might be higher on the list visually to show you, but I don't think they'll be that high on the fucking bill. Or unless they've been given that slot ahead of time and I'm wrong, I don't know. But you look at some of the lists and you're sitting there going, fuck, I don't know. Like, it's desperate.
So like 2 headliners at Download, Guns N' Roses and Ozzy Osbourne.
Well,
Can't fault
Guns
that.
N' No, can't fault that.
But then Avenged Sevenfold. Avenged Sevenfold.
They're not a headliner
They can
band.
sell as many fucking albums as they want,
They're
and
not.
they will still be crap. Okay, like,
Yeah.
you know, selling all them albums. Like, I despair of the Avenged Sevenfold question because I don't understand it. I like a handful of their songs. Don't get
They
me
lost
wrong.
their signature sound whenever the drummer went. You know what I mean? So they should just call it quits and did something else.
It's just it's tough, like, because then
They had
when
Portnoy
they
as well, didn't they?
Well, they had Portnoy in for the album immediately after the Rev died, and there were again a handful of good songs on there. But
Aye.
then they came out with that fucking album that was a just blatant Metallica rip-off.
And
then the surprise released an album as if anybody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know, but it was supposed to be like a concept and all, and I heard it fell flat on
Never
its
heard a fucking
ass.
note of it.
Didn't sell a fucking copy. Well, obviously sold copies, but it hasn't been good. So, yeah, and there's just...
Funny
as you
enough,
said,
they rushed that one, I think. As soon as Hardwire dropped, they fucking rushed and did something quick.
try and get a support slot.
Definitely.
Fuck y'all.
Definitely. And it did work for them. They're backing them up again, I think, as well.
Are they? Well, I tell
No,
you who backed Metallica up. I didn't see all of them because, man's got drinking to do.
Well,
but
over the years, all those gigs, there's only one real band that supported Metallica that I've actually stepped away from and checked out again, which was like Volbeat.
Volbeat are cool.
Yeah. Everyone else, they usually pick name bands.
They're so
anyway.
big as well. They'll probably wind up being
tight.
bumped up to headliner status. They sell so many albums in America.
Yeah.
So many fucking albums because they sound like Elvis. But I tell you who backed up. Do you know who backed them up in Madrid?
Who?
Kvelertak.
You laid me on. A few people laid me on
Awesome.
this. Yeah.
Fucking really, really sweet. They have a tune called Brew on Brain, which is brilliant. Now, they're all obviously...
They'll pick random. Like, they picked High on Fire and a few... And fucking...
High on Fire would have been pretty sweet.
They were sweet. They did the Belfast gigs along with Volbeat.
Did they?
So we got to hear them twice, and then Volbeat.
I don't think we
same
bothered
as
with
well.
openers.
No, I was
at
there.
that stage.
See, for those 2 nights, I did on purpose. I got seats because I was doing exams. I needed to make sure I was fucking in and out, back up the train, back up the Korea and stuff. And it was tight for that. But they do have a good remix sometimes, the bands. Like, for a while, we were bringing around Alice in Chains all the time. And yeah, they're great, but you want to see Alice in Chains on their own. I've never seen them basically like just Alice in Chains show. I've always seen them on a fucking bill with someone else the last couple of
I
years.
don't think I've ever seen Alice in Chains on their own.
No, I've never. I would love
at
to
a festival, and as you said, a support slot, but not. Maybe actually, I've only seen them once.
Well, I've seen them.
I feel like
2
I
or 3
definitely would have
times,
went to see them if they were at download, so they mustn't have been.
We're on the cycle for Black is Way to Blue for those 2 or 3 gigs I saw them at. So got to
See,
hear
they could
good
have clashed
from
with
it.
someone big at download as well that I might have missed. So
This is it. People like that, I would rather see headlining download or something. Maybe give them a bit
Alice
of
in
push.
Chains, why are they not
Recognisable.
fucking headlining festivals?
I don't know.
That's a weird one. Pearl Jam,
were part of
Pearl
Sonosphere.
Jam headline festivals, don't they?
Yeah, they were on a lot of Sonosphere gigs. That's where I saw them on the Big Four thing. They were part of that with Volbeat.
Yeah, they were opening an act, weren't they?
Mid opening. I think they actually came on between.
Oh, sorry, yes, Volbeat, Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
saying your big four.
I think it was Anthrax. Maybe I think it was Anthrax.
Because they
then
backed
Alice
up
in
the
Chains,
Metal
and then
Monsters
thing, yeah.
tour back in the day,
Yeah,
which was Anthrax, Slayer, and I don't know, Testament or
Well, I
something.
mean, they've all done wee bits of recording projects and all as well in between, so it linked in with it. But no, I would love see a band like that there. I would love to see on their own. Like Volbeat, I've only seen backing up people. They were supposed to play here at Belfast, had tickets for them, and they cancelled the gig. We got a refund now, but I wanted to see them just with their own kind of show.
Yeah.
So there's this. I don't really see anyone else this year coming up that I'm going to have that buzz for.
Well, and actually, you've just reminded me, one of the best bands in the world definitely have to be Rival Sons. I don't know where they sort of are in terms
this is
of
where I need to pick up
fame
from.
or album sales, but they're definitely musically talented enough. And they're 5 albums in now, I think, as well.
Right.
So
Well, there's a band-
definitely 4,
Right.
possibly 5.
There's more examples of stuff that both of us aren't catching up on or maybe missing. So it brings into your subject you wanted to bring up, which was like, where the fuck are we going to find this stuff? Because I'm looking at these lists of bands on the posters. I haven't got a fucking clue. I'm not picking up magazines.
Well, I think
I'm
right
not
this
doing
I think
so
this
we're-
dovetails nicely into 2 things we were going to talk about, okay? And I am going to go for a piss before we get completely bogged down into it. But when I come back here, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, what we were thinking about talking about tonight is we're going to talk about big albums that are coming out this year, albums that we're excited for coming out this year. But we're also going to take time and we're going to try and examine, because we've mentioned on the podcast here before about magazines, and like magazines are supposed to be these bastions of defending the faith and bringing you the news and what's relevant. But obviously there are fucking commercial concerns and shit like that, and they're pushing shit bands because they've got big marketing budgets. And so are they a reliable source? And so if you don't trust the established fucking mainstream metal media, where do you go? So we're going to be trying and discuss where we find stuff, and hopefully try and bring you some useful pointers that you can take some value out of. So we'll dovetail those 2 topics into working out where we're going to find the band, and if the band's already out there, who's it going to be.
Yeah, and also gives anyone else wanting to take part here let us know
Definitely on this
something,
one, get in touch with us and let us know where you fucking find stuff. But look, we'll go balls deep on that one.
I'll run over something while you take a piss.
Oh, right, I was gonna say take 5, but you're fucking happy days.
No, fuck take 5.
You're such
It's
a
really pro for now. So while he's taking a piss, I'll just run through something, an update quickly here for our music podcast and stuff. That we were uploading top 10 lists on our Spotify account for bands, like underrated bands, picking a band, say like Motorhead, and picking the top 10 underrated Motorhead tracks. And then we also did the top 10 essential Motorhead tracks. So that was a good example there. So we covered both in that. Yeah, we went through at the start a few popular metal bands, stuff like Metallica and Megadeth, and I want to try and branch out a wee bit more. So we want some more suggestions for bands. I was thinking maybe things like Red Hot Chili Peppers or even The Doors, and obviously we did Led Zeppelin and stuff, of course. Easily there's things we could cover, things like Slayer or Anthrax, or I don't even think we even done Mastodon. Shame on us for now, but just want to see, is there a band like out there that's maybe a light needs to be shone on some of the underrated tracks. I know for a fact, I think even in the Megadeth one, I think the number one underrated track we put down that was My Last Words, something off Peace Tells, that people would probably pass over completely, but definitely needs to be looked into, because it means then you can follow along with what the usual kind of shit we pull from older albums. And trying to think, we will obviously need suggestions coming in for any other concerts or something you think that we should be checking out that's coming up, any other festivals, and because we obviously do
definitely
go
let's
to
make
gigs.
this a conversation.
Yeah,
because it's all well and good us having a conversation and then people listening to it. And God bless all 9 of you.
we love you.
Yeah,
because we have updates coming in for gigs, because a few of us from Red Acre are going to see Black Label Society in a few weeks here.
But we out there grinding as well, so we can't go to everything. So as I say, let's make this a conversation. Get in touch with us, fucking comment and shit. We'll read them out, whatever. If you want shout outs, like if that
we do them.
If you want us to shout you out, fine. I don't know what the fuck you're getting out of that, but more power to you.
Well, we're getting a lot of feedback in through some of the other podcasts we put up, especially on Instagram.
But not for the music one.
Well, because music,
the only one that I'm on, I'm going to take that shit personal if people don't start writing in.
Well, this is now we have to roll up our sleeves and do some more graphs.
Start fucking writing in, or there's going to be karate chops.
Good. Well, we've had a lot of shout outs and stuff ready for some of the some of the movie podcasts, especially the 5-minute rants. There's one coming out from people.
How is Sit Down and Shut Up going? Have you done any of it recently? Can I come back on one soon?
Yeah, we'll do it whenever you want.
Nice.
In the meantime, I've just gone off and done the 5-minute rants.
I like to come on and give a movie a kicking. You know that.
You have it. Don't you worry. There's been a good few movies coming up.
Have I seen anything bad lately?
Oh, hold it. This is music.
I don't think I have. I've been very, very chuffed with everything I've seen lately.
We did a full Jonah Hex fucking rundown there not too long ago, so we'll stick to music for now. We'll
stay in our fucking lane here. So
while we're here,
this is really it. Then this is sort of
what the fuck else would we be doing on Sunday evening?
The flagship topic now for tonight. This is to be the meat of this podcast.
Yeah, I think we're ready for this one now.
Let's break it down into manageable chunks.
Okay.
So, magazines
or lack of. Well, look.
Would you just subscribe to the 2-3 major magazines that apply to you? Okay, whatever those might be.
Mm-hmm. For convenience,
like just at all. Like, I mean, what are the factors here? Is getting time to read them? Is it finance? Are they too dear? Are they bringing you good enough? Is there a return on your investment when it comes to, you're buying a music magazine, you're spending $5, but I want interviews, I want unbelievable photos, I want little tiny 10 word shout outs in sidebars that tell me about something that's happening that I didn't know about. That's the thing. I want to hear about shit that I don't know about. Obviously, classic rock is going to have a cover feature on the Rolling Stones, and obviously, Korn or Metallica or Five Finger Death Punch or one of these big selling bands is going to be in the front of Metal Hammer.
Yep.
But I want there to be cool features on, I want exposés. I want to hear about cool shit.
Well, yeah.
Am I getting that if I buy the major music magazines at the minute?
No. For me especially, back before the whole fuck up with Metal Hammer and all, they folded and then got bought over, and like I always fucking bought their stuff.
I follow a lot of those guys on Twitter and stuff, so I was super glad to see them keeping their jobs.
Absolutely, that was harsh.
It's just a very tough job. I'm just wondering, maybe the question is, has the internet supplanted that? Is the internet now a much better source?
Well, no, not exactly, because as I said, we would take stuff that's more an article that's taken its time. It's not first, as in you're not going to read anything really groundbreaking or first in a magazine any days, right? So we're getting reviews after the fact. We're getting things from actual music journalists, right? So we'll take that as word most times over an article on the internet. We'll be patient enough to wait for a magazine to come out, knowing that, right, next month the fucking, I don't know, like when the Judas Priest one's coming out, right, they're going to have a good glossy fucking write-up, access to the band, because they're a magazine.
Yes.
They're going to have the exclusive photos and whatnot. You're going to get a wee bit more of an insight from them. So I'll wait. I don't mind reading those ones, waiting a wee bit for those ones coming in. You've got the back end of it is usually the first thing I go to, where it's bringing up gigs and album reviews and links to fucking EMP t-shirt, fucking Attitude clothes and all that shit of the day. People selling equipment. Links, that's the other thing as well. Advert for people selling equipment and everything as well, looking into that. But what turned me off...
I don't think they have those anymore.
No, that's the thing. What's turned me off is to change the format a lot on the magazine. Every fucking issue was the same 3 or 4 bands, the same 3 or 4 goodies. Like, I don't know how many fucking Slipknot mouse pads I've had over the years.
Like, I have a poster, and I'm
the posters.
I'm a
It's
former
either Iron Maiden on one side or it's Slipknot on the other side. I don't give a fuck.
I am a former massive fan of Metal Hammer. Still a fan, but just not. So I have a poster in my room, and I really, really love it. Okay, I'm going to say that
We
straight
must
up.
say the poster we have in the studio is Metal Hammer.
It's from Metal Hammer. God bless them.
God bless them. Right.
we're having a debate. We're having a discussion. But so the point is this: it has the first 250 Metal Hammer covers. So it's like literally like looking through the history of rock and roll. So it starts off and you have your Soundgardens and your Terrorvisions and Therapy. And even notably twice, The Wild Hearts, Sepultura, interviews with Jason Newsted and why he left Metallica, and then you come right down, and then it seems to get cyclical. It seems to be there's a Marilyn Manson cover feature, there's a Metallica cover feature, and you notice every time around the release of one of their albums, there's a Mastodon cover feature, but never not.
True.
Say Korn, Five Finger Death Punch got the cover.
Oh,
Events
fuck,
get
a
the
lot of
cover
times,
now.
Bullet
Your
and-
Slipknot, even Corey Taylor on his own, one stage, and it feels like it's kind of gone a bit commercial. And then the flip side is that you still, are you necessarily definitely going to hear about something like, let's just take a random project like The Legend of the Seagull Men. I definitely first read about that in a magazine. Yeah, but now I'm hooked into more stuff online. So, where I get my information from now is I don't do the magazines. I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't afford it. Blogs, is this the best way?
I don't think so for me anyway.
Do you read any blog? Not like I'm saying like somebody's personal fucking blog, but like metal blogs that do reviews. Do you read Metal Sucks? Do you read More Fuzz? Do you read? What's another good one? Angry Metal Guy. He only ever reviews stuff that's way too heavy for us, but he's a sarky cunt, so I read them like.
No, I'd spend more time, especially with Bangers updates and your man fucking.
I watch pretty much most of Banger TV's updates there, but
and Dom from Metal Hammer as well, definitely.
Dom Lawson is one of my favorite journalists. Period. So, not even music.
See, the issue with this, I'm sitting there going like, his charisma kind of twists you every so often into agreeing with him, which again comes out with a lot of this format anyway. Yeah. But definitely, I would sit there and go, okay, he's sitting in an environment compared to he's sitting in an office. It's in a really like an agenda to write this article for the newspaper, for the magazine, right? Whereas his thing as a home just seems to be like this. He's just going, fuck it, I need to do a review on this thing.
Those iron sandwiches were the best bits of
brilliant.
fucking metal journalism I'd seen in ages.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
No.
He wasn't necessarily towing the party line that the magazine was taking. So he could give a really shit review and then the magazine would review it 10 out of 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be doing those anymore. And that's a real fucking shame.
But what I'm saying is, for getting more honest in the reviews and stuff, and focus more on watching those kind of things.
So then, do you check out any guys on YouTube apart from Banger? There's a guy called, I think it's Galactic Criminal, and he does like reaction videos and review videos.
I usually avoid reaction stuff because
I don't like that whole reaction thing. It's just like you're just fucking.
There's one guy
you're piggybacking completely off somebody else's success. You know,
it's like
you're not creating something there, bro.
No, there was one
you're
guy
filming
did
something.
You ever
it's
see
different.
Weibo Nation? I think it was called, and he'd actually sit there, and seemed genuine enough, and he wasn't over the top. He was just more just like, it was more just some of his expressions than anything, and I found enjoyment in that. But then after a while, you're sitting there going like, I really doubt you didn't listen to this already, or you'd know by now. If you've done enough of these things, you would go off on your own and listen to a few things. You wouldn't just sit there and wait for someone to suggest. Clearly, so,
yeah. Well, definitely when it comes to YouTube, I don't think that users are the best place to find music. I think that
I think that's somewhere for the magazines to go into. They could just go live on YouTube and just do a review of something that they have someone there for.
Well, do any of the magazines or even of the blogs, do they have good podcasts? This is what I'm wondering. I don't find that there's a wealth of metal podcasting out there.
I think there actually is some sort of podcast linked to Metal Hammer. I think, to be honest, I'd be looking at it going, well, you've got people like not to always plug them, whatever we do, have brought them up a few times, like even the way the BBC were doing a lot of stuff. You're cherry picking a lot of big name bands for a lot of live sessions last while, but with them, they get the fucking money. They get the full time with someone. They have enough money to put that time in. They get a full, good, in-depth interview or a good session in, because there's nothing worrying about them. They've got all the facilities there. Whereas you get in the magazine, you're hopping in on someone's, right, you've got 20 minutes between these sets here. So you're not really getting that kind of...
Well, that's why it's cool with the Metal Hammer cover features sometimes.
You're just getting
where
vox
they get
pops, basically.
Yeah.
This is the issue I keep seeing. It's more vox pops, and the rest of the articles filled out with
history that you already know.
Yeah, and that's why I can't stand
double page spread photos
for nothing.
You know, I think magazines could be a bit meatier, most definitely.
But here,
which is why I like the blogs.
We'll bring back what I was getting at the start there. If anyone else is still following through, was that what put me off getting them here was the lack of advertising for Northern Ireland or even Ireland gigs.
That's so stupid, isn't it?
So when we were over here, I'm buying the magazines. I'm listening to all these bands getting pumped and go, oh, fuck, it's class. Are they over here? I don't know.
It's because Live Nation do most of the UK, MCD do most of Ireland, or whatever breaks down with the promotions. But it's just,
you'd missed a lot of gigs, I would say. But that's out of your own leadiness as well. This is still mid 2000s at this point. So the only other thing you'd have to do is go on to Metal Ireland or something.
Yeah,
and
there's not even. Is there a cohesive service that people can go? Is Metal Ireland or is that an all island service?
As far as I remember, it is. Yes, I don't even know that's still going. It's been so long since I've looked.
Well, if that's not happening, somebody should fucking make that happen.
Well, I think now
that's money in the bank. You think of the traffic that would go to that you could sell adverts. You can make a pretty penny off that.
I think the problem with forums is it's the interface of it. People still want to try and be personal on it.
Forums piss me off because it's just like I have to sign up to something else.
Yeah,
give me a fucking break. Like
Conor Maguire 88 is already taken. It's like fuck off then.
Yeah, who the fuck exactly?
Who else is the other one?
And then your password has to have a special character. Fuck off then. Bye.
I am a special character. Done. This is done.
I almost love that.
Keep that.
So I just think you definitely have to take a mixed media approach to it these days. A cool rock podcast for anybody that fucks with the sort of punk and roll type of music that I often talk about on here. Danko Jones, obviously a famous musician in his own right, but he started doing a podcast, he says, as a way to get through his own insecurities and anxieties and just to do it. But he knows that many cool dudes from the fucking scene. Like he hangs out with the Cancer Bats guitarist Wade McNeil, who's the frontman for the Gallows, used to be in Alexis on Fire. So obviously there's like a strong Canadian vibe to it, but like when he's on tour in Europe, he meets. I think he had Abath, that black metal dude on, and
God, yeah,
stuff like that. Or maybe it was the dude from Immortal. I don't know, whatever. Or maybe Abath is the dude from Immortal.
I tell you what, though,
I don't fucking know black metal, but the point is, Danko Jones' podcast is pretty fucking cool. He definitely had Dragon of Helicopters and the Backyard Babies, who's a favorite of mine, and they had really cool.
Helicopters and the Backyard Babies.
The Helicopters.
The Helicopters.
Yeah, and the Backyard Babies, two Swedish punk and roll bands.
Oh, I thought that was one long band name. It's like, man, that's going on the wall.
No, they're two separate bands,
right,
but
okay.
I think Helicopters could hit the cool wall. I think that's such a cool
Helicopter,
name.
yeah.
Also notable because their album opens up with a sample from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which I saw relatively recently, which is woeful but brilliant.
Remake second one?
No, the original second one.
All right, okay.
Woeful but brilliant.
You know
what I'm saying?
I only remember the first one, again, pissed
awful,
off.
terrible movie.
Oh yeah,
but brilliant somehow. Like just like how the fuck were people scared by this thing? The first one I still think is a masterpiece, but this is a music podcast. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, no.
So
homework.
Definitely, then, as I was I can't really remember where I was there and what I was talking about, but on YouTube, I think channels have definitely been a great source of music for me.
Yeah.
more so than people doing reaction videos or people doing reviews.
Well-
The production values on people doing metal reviews often tends to be a shite, like with a capital S. They're
Yeah.
just some wee no offense, because it's exactly what we are.
Yeah.
But it's just some wee fucking dork in his living room or on his webcam, and it's just like, mate, you definitely have a smartphone in your pocket with a better camera. Buy a
Yeah.
motherfucking tripod and get on that, like. So, just and and it's
Not to upset our
negativity as well is sort of kind of something I don't buzz off of that. There's the guy, the bally dude with the glasses that like reviews all the albums.
Yeah, he's
He
prolific.
fucking hated on Mastodon. What?
Delete.
Like, you're supposed to be a professional music critic.
Yeah.
From whatever way you slice it. I mean, obviously it's not as heavy, but like it's still as inventive.
Is that just to open up
it's
the comment section?
Possibly. But this is the thing as well. We're in a world where fucking shit is driven by clicks. People will pay big dough to get clicks to their stuff, so their adverts are getting seen, so that they're getting fucking money in their back pocket. So it's such a tough one. So I think you have to, as I said, I think I nailed it when I said, self praise is no praise, but I think I nailed it when I said you have to take a mixed media approach.
Definitely.
So some podcasting, definitely. I would advise people to consume pretty much everything Banger TV put out is, and Sam Dunn is the arch dork in his bedroom. Like he is top dog when it comes to dorks in the bedroom, because what is the crack with his vocal delivery? He breathes in all the wrong places and it does my fucking head in. But he's a champion, so I don't care.
Yeah.
His phrasing is off.
There-
Definitely sometimes,
There's
and
someone I
it puts
work-
the
yeah.
emphasis on the wrong words or something, and it's just like, look, Sam, I'll teach you, dude. I'll teach you how to speak the Queen's English. Okay, come and see the motherfucking Double D, and we will make shit happen. But
Oh,
I like,
God, no,
I
yeah.
especially like the dude with the. They've got a guy is it Brad does reviews for them now, and he just brings a real sort of sense of humor to it.
Yeah,
He's
I've
very,
to be honest,
very camera friendly.
I'm a bastard. I'll stick to just when I see Don coming in. I'm usually
No,
just
well, look out for this. He's sort of the goofier looking dude. But then, so he's, as I say, it brings a lot of humor to it and reviews like punk albums and stuff the odd time, which is actually where I found out about Propaganda. So shout out to Brad, which I hope his name is, the cooler one, not the one with the darker hair, who's only about death metal. And he came on.
I think that's the other guy. Yeah.
So he's definitely seems like he's a bit of a fucking nerd, but not that I'm faulting him for, but maybe a bit too much of a nerd. I'm sure they could get somebody in there. But look, they're doing a great job
He
in a
hated this
in a
album.
world where not fucking many people are doing a good job. Banger TV are getting as fucking close,
Well-
as close to being the Red Acre music podcast
Right.
as you could want.
just as well.
The Mac
Right.
Daddies, the fucking top cats.
You had mentioned that they slated Emperor Sand. They also slated this that's still on the background here, Grimmest Hits. They
Who
slated
did?
it.
Sorry.
Banger.
No, well, I went that famous dude
Yeah.
slated Emperor Sand.
Oh, right.
But
Banger of.
did you notice Sam Dunn did hate on Emperor's Sand, but in his end of year review mellowed and named it his album of the year? He said, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to it with the right ears. Do you know what I mean? And I completely feel him on that. That's happened to me loads of times. Like with Mastodon, as I say, 2009, Mastodon came on stage, I fell a fucking sleep. Okay, wasn't fucking interested. And now, as you know,
Different.
balls deep. So take a mixed media approach, read fucking blogs, look up channels. If you like your stoner rock, you are going to be fucking blessed heading onto the internet. Every second fucking band on Bandcamp is a stoner death doom.
Yeah.
Like, and there's some awesome stuff. And Bandcamp right now, I don't know if this is ethical to say this right, but a lot of bands put their albums up there as a name your price. Which means you can write in
Fuck all. Or
fuck
1p.
zero.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I find myself for their app, if you pay 50p, you can stream it through their app. But if you pay nothing, you don't get that.
Just wait for it.
So just for handiness, for 50p,
50p is 50p. It's grand.
really sweet, really sweet deal. And just it's all underground shit that I found so many good bands from
Is this-
Bandcamp.
is this
I
like
can't even tell you. Like really, a lot of good shit has come from Bandcamp.
Is it as varied as the Nawaba fucking playlist or channel on fucking YouTube? The one
No, because
New Wave?
that's genre specific. Bandcamp has everything, man. Punk. I've downloaded funk albums, instrumental funk. So there's spoken word shit. There's comedy. There's everything on Bandcamp. It's such a good service because if you're a band and you can't afford major distribution, Bandcamp is there for you, son.
I feel like I just walked into an advert.
No, look, I feel really strongly about it. I really believe in Bandcamp. Pledge music doesn't necessarily always have the best, for discovering stuff. But if one of your favorite artists runs a good pledge campaign, it's the best fucking thing ever.
I think they
'Cause
need to
it's
change
like,
their name though.
It's like a secret fucking, like you're in a secret society for a wee while because you're seeing the updates because you've paid. But everybody else has to wait for the commercial version. So you're like in the first 5,000 or so. It's more personal. You can put your name, put in the liner notes. And this was really sweet. The Darkness did this. Everyone that bought the album through Pledge Music was putting the liner notes.
I've seen a few
I'm
bands
named
do
in the
this.
liner notes of the Darkness and Ginger Wildheart albums, my two favorite artists of all time, and it's all thanks to Pledge Music. Isn't that
It's all
fucking
thanks
sick?
to you. No, Donald. It's all thanks to you.
Yeah, well, I put my hand in my pocket, but
You did.
they didn't have to go and fucking do that, and they didn't have to offer those opportunities. So it was, it's a cool thing.
That was
you
like
know?
that last wee bit of touch of chorus on the tunes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just that wee sparkle at the end. That
exactly,
was your
just a
last
little
wee
bit of extra reverb on the drums, make them nice and 80s.
Done.
That's what I did.
Thank you, Donald. Right at the end, they were like,
So, Bandcamp, Pledge Music, find the channels on YouTube. If you like stoner rock and metal, Doomed and Stoned and the Stone Meadow of Doom are fucking... The Stone Meadow of Doom.
Meadow of
You are
Doom.
laughing at me because of the name of that, but I have found some of my fucking favourite psychedelic and stoner rock on there ever. I found Naxatras through there, who are this incredible Greek psychedelic prog band who recorded their first album in one afternoon, completely live with not a single digital device even in the building.
the Sabbath way.
It's just old school and it's trippy and it's long and it's heady and it is definitely not metal. It is rock, but they're really cool, and I found that through a YouTube channel. So as me and you were sharing that one, the new wave of old school thrash,
the new wave of British heavy metal.
is that a good one as well?
It's no, that's that one. It
Oh,
has
is it?
things like Battalion and a lot of kind of like Iron Savior kind of power metal bands on it every so often, but things like Battalion, and I think that's where I found the Alcoholica album through that link and all as well. And another shout out to those lads because they've been liking and commenting on a few of our stuff and all as well.
Shout out Alcoholica.
So again, what is it again? I think it was 7 out of 10 or something for their album Sub Zero last year. Definitely catchy as fuck as well.
And this was
give
all
them a plug.
originals.
Yeah, all originals with a nice wee Metallica / Volbeat kind of vibe about them. So definitely
Yes,
give
sweet.
we go. They're touring flat with a few people as well, and definitely if they ever come over here, fuck, without a doubt, I get checking them out, not a bother.
Yeah, certainly. So Pledge Music, Bandcamp, Stone Meadow of Doom, New Wave Knob, and what was the thrash one we shared though? Was that, we definitely feel like we shared a thrash
There
one
was
too.
a thrash one,
But they're out there
yeah.
for all genres. This is the thing.
And they're fuck
And
all.
if somebody can find a decent punk one, please let me know, because I keep finding ones that are like exclusively
Do you know
80s
right.
hardcore, and it's
If-
just like
yeah.
that is a bit one track. I like modern fucking post-hardcore. It's these fucking genre names when it comes to punk. I don't know. I'm relatively new to the game. I'm excited to learn. If anyone can help, give me a shout.
If they update that fucking YouTube app where you're able to listen to stuff in the background, and
Apparently
you're
it is
able,
possible.
and you're able to get at those playlists and stuff, you will
Boom.
it consumes so much more fucking stuff.
You've
It's-
got, I think Stone Meadow of Doom has released something like 20,000 albums through their channel. Like there's fucking buttloads of them. It's awesome.
I
And
just
they've
need
got
to remember that this isn't one band, but I love that name though. It's
yeah,
fucking tight.
it's sweet.
It's going on the
And,
wall. An honorary mention on the wall.
So look, that's in terms of blogs. I would definitely recommend for you, particularly More Fuzz. There's a lot of fuzzy stoner bands come on there, but they have a really sweet thing. They gave it ratings.
I think I'm following them on Instagram already.
I think you definitely should.
I think I am already.
So they have 3 levels, and it's like energy, purple haziness, and something else. So it's like describes accurately, what sort of stoner rock it is. So it's like, if it's high energy, low psychedelics, it's probably something a bit like, yeah, you're on it. So, but their website, very good reviews. Their end of year lists are always full of little fuzzy releases off Bandcamp that me and you don't necessarily hear about.
Yeah.
So that's a really More Fuzz. I would thoroughly recommend. Metal Sucks, although they have the weirdest editorial stance on some
Yeah.
things, and they argue with their own readers in the comments and shit, and they definitely write articles just to troll people.
Yes,
100
definitely,
fucking million
definitely.
% right troll bait. But also their comment sections are always hilarious.
They
too.
did a good one, I think.
People
on the,
are fucking haters,
They are
Maguire,
hating.
aren't they? People are haters.
But so are we.
Just in fucking general, people are haters. But metal fans are fucking haters. Like,
every
Self
article
haters.
about
That's the worst
Slipknot.
bit.
What
Oh.
the fuck are you doing right if this the fucking K-band? It's like, listen, mate, why don't you just fuck off back to the Norwegian forest? Oh no, wait, you're a fucking dork in a basement in America.
It always
Now,
gets
shh.
no.
No,
It always
only-
gets personal on those.
If you're not going to take the time to set up a fucking cool podcast like we have at Red Acre, why don't you all just keep your opinions to yourself? There should be a fucking cost of entry there. Like, nah, I'm just kidding. That's just like charging people to be on the internet. That's definitely delving a bit in the right wing politics that I don't need to do.
If anyone wants to debate that, I will get you on Google Hangouts and put you through the Dónal to talk about this. It'd be great.
So I'm trying to think what other blogs. The best blog ever about metal was Thrash Hits, and them two boys just got fed up, and I would love them to bring that back. But they're both doing their own thing, but their archive blogs are fantastic. They used to run a series called like Reasons Jared Leto is a Prick, and like they got to like fucking 13. They got 13 volumes out of it, but they used to properly critique the industry. Like they used to call people out on shit, and you know it was fantastic. And their goodbye article is scathing. Like they fucking run people like, and not like bands. They're not like down on bands just for, like, unless like they do hate on some bands, but like talking about industry figures. The way agents and management groups can team up to push bands and get bands places that they don't necessarily deserve to be.
Yes.
So that was an awesome one. Go back and check out old Thrash Hits. So let me think. Thrash Hits, more fuzz. Angry Metal Guys, they say, review stuff that's very, very much out of my league in terms of heaviness and stuff. But
Even, yeah.
it's just it's got a funny tone, you know, and it's kind of cool. And I like to see what people are saying about these things, because someday maybe I'll understand what the fuck all that screaming is about. But
Not today.
not for now.
No,
We're
not
still,
today.
so that's why I'm saying if I could find a really good source for like the kind of punk that I like the Bronx and the fucking
We'll give
Let
Declan
Live
some
and
homework.
stuff. Yeah, get off your ass, Decky. So
Oh, he's off his arse, don't worry.
from one of those sources, if you've come with us through that last little bit, there's some new sources for music, and still obviously definitely buy the old magazine. Fuck it. I mean, you go away from any of those major magazines with a couple of good things, and cover CDs are often full of gems, often
Yeah.
50% gems.
Yeah. Well, I found a load of random kind of bands
I
over the
do you
years
know
through those. Like
I have an
Evan and
idea
stuff.
for a show, right?
Okay.
And it's gonna go against sort of what I was saying earlier on, but not like reactions, right? But I never threw away a CD that I got with Classic Rock or Metal Hammer.
Oh, I still have
Not
most of them.
one.
Yeah.
I have buttloads of them.
There was
right?
a cycle around 2000 and I can't remember, it was 6 or 7, where they had Sleepwalker from United Abominations on like every CD for like fucking 8 months. But I still, every time it was on, I'll stick it on.
Happy days.
It was still track number 1 and all that shit.
So I was thinking maybe sometime it might be cool if we just did a show with like, right, we get a random number generator and then it picks the CD based on a number, and then we do another random number generator and it picks the tune and we listen to it and then we review it.
Sounds like a lot of work, but if you want to
Doesn't
do it, you
really.
do it then. I'll follow tail.
But it's just to keep things interesting, because, and again, to find something that we didn't know about, show us cool shit.
Should we also start thinking about naming this as well at some point?
We know. the Red Acre Music Podcast. I don't know. What about the Stoned Meadow of Doom?
Please, I fucking
No, we
love
can't
this.
take the man's name, but it needs to be grandiose, overblown, OTT, glam, like fucking larger
Leopard
than
skin
life,
lapel.
fucking
Yeah.
globe trotting, arena slaying, fucking metal behemoths. It has to say. Maybe that. No.
All
We
of
can't
that.
call
I was
ourselves
trying to
that.
abbreviate it. Like, no, it's like,
Well, I really hope that if anybody listens to that, they could take something away from that. If you come this far into the Red Acre Music Podcast, chances are you're big into
you
it.
have more hope in, especially with articles and blog wise, than I would.
But
You have more patience,
I
I'd
would
say, as well.
love if the type of bands that I'm finding on the Stone Meadow of Doom and in More Fuzz were getting the kind of coverage and the 4-page spreads with the sidebars and the little different bits about what makes them unique in major magazines. But that is not on the cards, baby.
No.
Until I start my magazine.
There's a lot of people as well that are having
Double D Hammer.
Right. There's a lot of guys out there that have their own podcasts as well, like big names. Like you've got fucking Lars Ulrich doing one, you've got Dave Mustaine doing one.
Lars
now,
Ulrich
and
do
so-
one.
Yeah.
I really wanted to listen to Corey Taylor's show on fucking Apple Radio, but I don't understand how to get Apple Radio.
When I get now, but the same thing for the BBC one, I think for
There's somebody else cool metal. I think it was that. Oh, maybe that's where Lars is.
yeah, he interviewed like it's up. A video of it is great. It's up on YouTube of Lars interviewing Dave Grohl. It's like
Okay,
2
cool.
hours. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
There's a few other different ones that are good, but what I'm saying is these lads have this now. They have their own way of getting the message out, or they should be. I still think they should be taking the chance to pick up a band and interview them, bring them on these things. But they always seem to have their wee circle. Like there's the same, like Scott Ian will appear in this one. I love Scott Ian. All like I goes, but fuck, I've probably
It's
heard
gonna
his
get
story.
clicks.
Yeah,
Well, the
they could. Why not see them picking up someone?
Little Steven's
tour or
Underground Radio. Steve Van Zandt from the E Street Band runs a radio show in America, and they have a coolest song in the world every week. Right, so just by that little title, it makes it seem so much more grand. But they're just picking a track of the week basically. But they tend to be really cool, really fucking like not really metal, but just like real cool rock songs. I think you should check some of them out. You'd be into it. Ginger Wildheart won at one time. That's how it really came to my attention. But that sort of vibe, this sort of
Well, do you think that's maybe one of our things though, that maybe once they are collectively anyone listening as well, that sometimes we be just stuck in the same kind of couple of bands and reaching out to the bands that they've interacted with and maybe missing all these ones completely by not picking up articles or only sticking to the same fucking couple of updates coming in, because
I do worry about what drops through the cracks big time. Most definitely.
As I mentioned, Boston, how the fuck in 20 whatever odd years of listening to rock and metal and stuff, how the fuck did I not know that Boston were still on the go?
Probably because it was probably a fucking one-page feature in a
That's
magazine.
like Boston, like one of the first
6
rock
months before
songs. One of the first rock songs you probably ever hear in your life is like More the Feeling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It probably got a one-page write-up preview, and then probably got a 100-word review when it came out. And I just don't think. I honestly, I don't like short album
What was that in
reviews.
2013?
I think if somebody
Animist.
puts fucking meat into an album the way they fucking should, like 100 words surely isn't enough. You know, not like Spinal Tap shit sandwich.
You had mentioned him earlier as well.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's probably about time we moved on.
Yeah.
That we should get something together and sum up, like a graphic or something, summing up what we were just talking about, though, because that could be a useful cheat sheet for people to just, you know, if you're bored someday, just pick one of these sources and go to it.
We'll have to try and
get our graphics department on it. Messy Doodle.
Yeah, I was just about to
if
say,
you're listening,
Messy Doodle will have to make us the cool wall.
talk to the graphics. Yeah, and the cool wall.
We like Velcro and shit. And
But I think that was. I'm glad we fucking finally talked about that, because that's definitely something that's been playing on my mind for a long time. Because I do worry about the future of metal. Like.
It's come up. It's been.
Are my kids gonna think I'm a total fucking loser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me.
Daddy, you can't fucking rap.
Why does Uncle Connor
I can
still
rap.
come around?
It's called Limp Bizkit. Sit down. Stamen.
Uncle Connor still in the fucking Metallica t-shirts from like
Uncle
2009.
Connor. What are those marks on Uncle Connor's skin?
Hair. No, but especially for us last week, like we've been doing this, as far as Red Acre, probably within about a year. So doing our own homework and trying to find other things to bring up rather than
these
sticking the same.
are the places that I go to.
This is where this topic has come up mainly for us, is trying to find.
Yeah.
We want to explore a wee bit more. We do stick to the same kind of guns, the same kind of genres every so often, but I like to feel we are bringing up some random wee gems every so often. But as I said, I feel sometimes we could be completely missing out. So like Greta Van Sant or whatever the fuck that was.
Greta Van Fleet.
Fleet, that's that one.
Where did that come out of?
Jesus, that just missed me. There's someone in work just over.
But I reckon if we
over-mentioned
had
them.
have been regularly buying classic rock magazine, we would have been hearing about those
Well,
guys.
I need to do research.
They're bound to be loving them guys.
Well, I hope so. But
I really like to think so.
I just need to do a spit. Well, again, for us anyway, personally, we've missed out on a chance for magazine viewing anyway because Eason's store is closed. So for
I
where
shoplifted my first music magazine out of there. It was Q. It had Dave Grohl on the cover.
Q.
It was
Do you
just
remember Q magazine?
just
Holy
as
fuck.
In Your Honor was coming out.
Jesus Christ! I remember buying Q magazine for the front cover had the hives on it.
Nice. One of the best live bands I ever saw. Went to them.
Was it that Idiot Walk or something? And
Walk, Idiot Walk.
Yeah.
Man, I
I
swear
remember
to
buying
God,
that single. That was
went
tight.
to them
I love
over.
that.
Went to them over Iron Maiden at download that time. And
Right.
Maiden had a Spitfire flying over and all. It was just like, Not cool.
There's someone here.
gives
There's some
a fuck?
homework. What the fuck happened to the
Hives.
Hives? Yeah,
I think there's rumors now of
because they look such like a misfit
new
band.
album.
Do you remember them?
But
They
they're
look
so rock and roll.
Yeah.
They are so fucking rock and roll. It was an awesome moment, right? So behind them, they had these big light up hives. So for about 2 minutes during the stage setup, it just said HIV, and everyone was going mental in a tent to download.
They
It
had,
was-
like, the-
that has stopped the gig because some geezer climbed up into the rigging and fucking jumped. And everyone just encouraged the singer and all shouting at him, and everyone just got him to jump, and just caught him like. And then the show went on, but they're super rock and roll. They're pros. They've been around the block.
Had
and
like a
they're
craft
just-
work vibe with the outfits. And shit,
yeah,
didn't
they're
they?
super tight though. Like
Yeah.
I mean, as a unit, they're
clothes.
just fucking really sweet. So look, we'll put a fucking line under all of that,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about albums that are coming out this year. What have you got coming out this year? What are you psyched for?
On my list for this year actually is nothing.
A massive
I
list
haven't
that
looked.
you have there.
No, again, I'm just circling Cool Wall for ideas. To be honest, as I said, I've focused an awful lot the last wee while on what I've tried to maybe what I missed out on last year, and then going back over a few things to maybe even pull some of the scores down on a few things. But that's as far as I've gone this year. Coming up wise, trying to focus more on, we've got, as I said, Black Label to go to. So
Nice.
I've been ingesting that completely because I don't know what he's going to pick and choose from this one, hoping that they're going to pick a lot of stuff from the Catacombs of the Black Vatican. It's a long name for the last album. So I've been ingesting this one. I can bring up a good
I think the
review of it.
Black
It's been pretty good.
Vatican is a great piece of imagery.
Black,
Much as I hate Zach Wilde, I do think hats off for that. That's
well,
like the Black Vatican just sounds like a place where the
It's-
fucking baddest motherfuckers will hang out.
the art and everything for it was kind of cool, just like penciled in fucking skeleton skulls and that kind of shit. It was kind of cool. But this one, Grimmest Hits,
Stupid name.
is a stupid name. I don't like the color of the album either. This like camo green kind of thing. It kind of puts me off. It's just going
Why is it not black and purple?
something.
Hello.
I know. Well, again,
It's a tried and tested formula.
not for
idiots.
not for what was it? Who did the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath rip off recently? Was it Wizard Bloody Wizard?
Yeah.
Didn't work for them.
The cover was sick though.
Cover
I'll give
was
them that.
sick, yeah.
The cover was
Not
fucking
enough for band.
sick.
But this Grimmest Hits thing, I've been digesting it. There's some great tunes off it, especially near the end of its Disbelief.
Even I was
Really
caught out by one of those
Yeah.
riffs there. I was like, fuck, this is groovy. Who's this?
Still BLS spinning all fucking.
Yeah, but I bet after that groovy bit I was liking, there was about 10 minutes of fucking guitar wankery that was absolutely no need for.
Nope, not this time round.
What?
Nope.
Get the bus.
Right, see, if anything, it's a bit more contained than the last album. The last album wasn't all that wankery either, which was great.
He's finally fucking
He's found his niche.
heard all my YouTube comments. You're an arsehole, shut up.
Well, before that was stuff. What was it? Shot to Hell, I think was that album. It kind of had a couple of good tunes on it, but it wasn't great. They kind of dipped for a while, I thought, but I still kind of tried to listen up to what he was doing. But that new album, I definitely would say to people to pick up and sit through it. There's one, the main track, the video and all for. I'm not too fussed on. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, it's the rest of the album going to be like this, and it's gladly not. There's great wee Sabbath vibes on it, and he actually sings at one point in Disbelief, and he actually sounds a wee bit like Jim Morrison. It's fucking weird.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if anyone just listen to that, but you'll pick
You're
up.
telling
what I
me
mean,
there's
like,
layers to Zach Wilde.
there is
I'm putting on my skeptical hippo eyes for anybody
for that
doesn't
one tune,
notice,
right? Put it this way,
or anyone that can't see me.
I texted MacDaddy John, part of this part of our podcast. I just sent him a text one night and goes, stick on that Disbelief, because he hadn't heard the new album yet. He sent me a text back going, he goes, I heard the first 4 seconds and I had to stop it, get the headphones and enjoy it properly.
Well,
He
fair
fucking
enough.
knew what was going on. Like,
Yeah, I just have such a fucking dislike for Zach Wilde that I know I can't ever buzz off Black Label Society's music, so I'm
Well,
never gonna try.
I have to try more for Guns N' Roses, so you have.
But
to try
you
more
telling
for
me
that.
that he's been
hilarious.
reined in a little bit because
Yeah.
he's got the talent.
Yeah.
But I just think it's sort of sit down, play your 11-minute solo, pick out the best bits, and break that bad boy back down to 60 seconds. And how good would that be? Like a minute solo is really indulgent anyway.
It is.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah. But again, it depends.
But
on
I'm
player.
not their producer. But if I was, I'd be like, no.
Because-
Get back in there and knock another at least 3 seconds off that.
Can we agree? He's no Doug Blair.
No,
There you go.
most
Right.
definitely not.
Give us that, right? But
So
he's done well.
another album that we briefly mentioned on the way here that you've listened to, I wouldn't listen to. How the fuck would I listen to these fucking hacks? But Machine Head, lot of outrage about this album. But I've also seen a lot of people who are long-term thrash fans
Guys that grew up with thrash that are a lot older than us,
Yeah.
that I know from forums and whatnot, loving it. Really
Yeah,
big fans.
The problem with that is because I think they recently did a Violence reunion where he was part of before Machine Head and
Yes,
stuff.
and so was Phil Demmel, if I'm not
So I
mistaken.
think there's a nostalgia right at the minute with all that shit. So I think a lot of people are being more forgiven for some reason because with this album coming out, just been a highlight for that reunion. So I think a lot of people are mixed up in it.
But I heard it got weird.
It is weird.
I
It's
heard
very weird.
it's weird.
Even the way they present themselves now, they're copying like Iced Earth were doing this thing for ages. We're doing like the camo looking denim gear all together on the stage. Kind of looked weird. Like, all right, okay, you want to go that route, Sabaton and all do that kind of shit. Worry not. Five Finger did all the fucking army shit. Why
I know,
not have a
I know
theme?
the sort of pseudo military.
Yeah, right.
You know,
now they've
yeah.
started doing it, but it's like white, like a fucking painter's white overalls kind of version of it.
I really
it's just
hate-
random, just wee things about this setup that
I
they're doing is
really
weird.
hate when
I don't
metal
like it.
bands try and do that
Yeah.
military thing, because you think about the military. What's the thing about military? It's uniform. Everything's in a line,
You're supposed to be
straight
against-
lines. They drill
Yeah.
things perfectly, and it's just like rock and roll's supposed to be about fuck convention. Let's get fucking wild over here. And
Yeah.
it's just like those two vibes don't gel for
No.
me. You know, you should hate the army. You should fucking be out there speaking out against it. Like, we shouldn't be fucking.
Well-
we shouldn't have armies. There shouldn't be wars.
This time round on it,
And we certainly
Yeah.
shouldn't be celebrating that through heavy metal.
no, I'm not even going to praise. Fuck it, I'll mention at least. I think the only thing decent about it is the production, to be honest. And they don't go over the fucking top for too long. As in, like, they used to be fucking great for dual solos and mad
Yes.
shit. That's long gone, as far as I'm aware with this stuff coming in. And as I said on the way up here, the main thing I wanted to keep into it was because they brought in the new bass player, the guy Jared, that was in one of my favourite bands from years ago, fucking Sanctity. And I was always like, right, okay, that's him now in the band. What kind of way is he going to contribute to it? And as far as I'm aware, he hasn't really done much in it. Probably not allowed to. Probably just knows his role and shut his mouth kind of
Yeah,
thing.
probably no writing credits.
Exactly.
See, it's the same thing for me with Machine Head. I just find Rob Flynn so fucking odious that I can't fucking ever
past.
envisage myself digging their music, because like why does he just feel like, why does he think he's metal's spokesman?
Well, everyone fucking throws.
But like anytime
He's always
something
homing.
happens in metal, he has to fucking say something about a blog post that's about 2,000 words long or an 11-minute video.
What's that say? He's like,
And it's just like,
yeah.
just let it alone, Rob Flynn. If it doesn't fucking affect you, what the fuck are you worried about? Like,
He's always home when the phone rings.
or
That's what it is.
set up a little podcast, and then, you know, people will understand that you're probably going to express your views on there, and then I can never listen to that. You know, but like,
At least it's there.
yeah, because I'm going to fucking hear about it through all the metal blogs,
A lot
trying to
of
get
people-
fucking clicks anyway.
People are being vocal. Most times when their stuff is shared, especially on Facebook, it's just nothing but the laughing emoji rather than people even just giving it a frown. People are just laughing at the stuff that's coming up.
Yeah, so I
Like
just...
they right, fair play to them in one sense, I would say, which was kind of annoying, but fuck, it worked for them, I'd say, for exposure wise. I subscribed, obviously, from years ago to their YouTube channel.
Right?
Obviously, you subscribe to fucking thousands of fucking artists and whatnot. So when that new album was coming out, every fucking day there seemed to be something. He was live on YouTube or something coming up, updates and blah 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 for the album. They were pumping it. You knew it was coming out. They were dropping wee samples and all. So you're kind of like, oh, that's okay. Then the first video all came out and people were just like, shit. But they carried on. They didn't even acknowledge people giving off of it. It just carried on the whole like hype for the album coming out. And then the other single dropped just before the album came out, and it was fucking woeful with the clap track and all to start and hey ho we go shit. I was like, nope, because I can't imagine them. I can't imagine this one track in particular being done live in something like the Limelight, and
did
people
they not-
sitting there going, "What the fuck is
Did
this?"
they not fucking learn from the time they tried to make a new metal album?
I don't know. I thought, honestly, I actually thought for a while is maybe this is all bullshit. Maybe the first two things is just bullshit to get hype, and then they're going to drop the album, which is nothing like these. I always hope that's what happens with a lot of bands. It never happens.
Didn't happen.
Sometimes there's some bands I'm like, please let this be the case. Oh fuck! And then the album comes out.
And
and
were you
it's
looking forward to
mad.
this album? You're a Machine
As a
Head
Machine
fan?
Head, yeah, I was.
Kind of?
Well, kind of. They dropped off a bit the last wee while. After all the bullshit with their bass player. and
Anybody I
whatnot
ever
as
speak
well.
to about Machine Head reckons that their first album is The Business.
There's things like Burn My Eyes and stuff are really good. There's even fucking
The
Ash of Empires.
the massive
yeah.
one that won the Grammy, The Blackening,
Yeah.
which you couldn't really get away from if you read metal media for a while.
Jesus, no, that was.
I never
everywhere.
buzzed off it. Never, as I say, I just have never. But I did really like the opening track, "Clenching the Fists of Dissent." It's awesome.
Like it's nice. It's about 9 minutes long, and it's just like
They got picked up by Metallica around that time, and they were fucking everywhere.
yes,
And rightfully so, because that album was really good. I know a lot of people that I was in college that time, and seeing people that were like rock fans that came back and went to see Machine Head because they've seen the videos were fucking everywhere. Aesthetics of Hate, especially because of the whole
the Dimebag.
the dime bag.
wasn't
So a
there?
lot of people, I think they got a lot of wee bits of cred and stuff for doing things like that. Whereas you think Nickelback did Side of a Bullet and they could
actually
fuck all
had
cred.
Dimebag
Yeah.
fucking playing on it. Like
Yeah.
so that Side of a Bullet,
that went nowhere.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that track. Yeah, so that's disappointing if you're a Machine Head fan that there's controversy
metal
because
fan.
you could sort of always rely on them to put out an album and it to be reviewed well. Dom Lawson's
It is.
favorite band, he always raves about them. He even liked this one. I actually saw
Did
him
he?
posting
Fuck,
about
I'll have
that.
to check
yeah.
that.
So but that man's heard that much thrash at this point. He's probably happy for a few little diversions like claps.
Loved his fucking. He did a great rip out of Lulu, and not the way that most people would. He actually just properly broke it down for
Yeah.
people to understand why he's trying.
Its Lulu review is fantastic. If you haven't seen that, folks, definitely check it out. Dom's Iron Sandwich. Lulu. Well, that's a shame. Here's what I think is going to be good this year.
Okay.
All right. So, first up, they get mentioned every show. They've already been mentioned this show. They're one of the coolest bands on the planet. Turbo Wolf.
Yes.
We need bands like Turbo Wolf. Turbo Wolf are out there fucking. They don't fucking play rock and roll.
They came around a good few times over the last
They
couple of
summon
years here.
rock and roll from an alternative rock and roll dimension. They don't play it. They are simply the channels that it fucking flows through, right? They
Jesus
are
Christ.
awesome.
Okay.
I love that shit.
I fucking love them,
The
but man,
keyboards,
really loved them.
this fucking the color scheme, the album artwork, the videos, just the whole general
pimp.
fucking vibe
Very pimp, I like
is
it.
fucking. They're just awesome. They're a splash of color in what. Like, think about some of the mainstream music landscape over the last few years. Like, not interesting, boring, crap, just dire fucking stuff. And now I think we're in for an even worse wave with this fucking mumblecore hip hop that's coming up. So
Well, they sound like they're having the crack, and especially you've seen
they're
them
having a
live-
great
when
time.
they're live,
You've
he's
seen them,
barefooted and
you
fucking.
jammy
they're all-
bastard.
Yeah.
I'm so
Well, what was
upset
it?
that
The
I
Backed Up
haven't.
Royal Blood. I think it
Yeah.
was. I saw them.
They're mates, and
Yeah.
Mike Kerr is gonna have a vocal spot. Now that song is out, but I don't fuck about with singles.
No.
I wait for
You wait
albums.
for everything.
When it's an album like this that I have pre-ordered, I know that I need to get have a good night by myself, get a fucking couple of candles lit, and get that album listened to. You know, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Like having
It's a
an
sandwich album.
experience
That's
with
what
it.
it is, a
Yeah,
sandwich
it's
album.
just. It's gonna be awesome. I know it is, and yeah, I'm fucking buzzing. I won't get to see them. I know that. Like,
You
but
won't.
nah, saving man. I'm not allowed to buy any more tickets.
If any of
If
the
you
nine,
hear me buying
any
any
of the 9
tickets
people listen, if you have a spare ticket,
for Turbo Wolf,
Yeah.
please let me know. I got invited to Cannibal Corpse next month, and I had to unfortunately say no.
I used to listen to them years ago, and I won't pick. I could not.
Well, in fairness,
sit
my
there.
mate, she's cool. Like she's like, I'm going to Cannibal Corpse. I was like,
What?
she's a new mate, like, so I was obviously fucking blown away by this, like,
Yeah.
but and she was like, when did you come? And I was just like, yeah, I've always said that at some point I do want to go to like a brutal death metal show and see some crazy shit that scares me, but I don't know if Cannibal Corpse are really what I had in mind. I'd like to see Boat Thrower at some point. They seem to be pretty cool.
Or like I Hate God and all those fucking
No, I
things.
Hate God is not death metal. It's the most fucking poisonous, evil sort of sludge. It's like fucking listening to mental illness.
what I'm
It's
saying, like-
not. There's no sunshine in
Yeah,
I Hate
there's
God's
not, no.
world. And I don't know if I can deal with having absolutely no light with the darkness. I don't know.
No.
Dynamics,
Dynamics.
contrasts.
Bob
So
Rock's
Turbo
got
Wolf,
dynamics.
that's out next month. The Free Life. The album cover seems to be some sort of gold martini glass and a crocodile. Of course it is.
So it builds on from Solid Gold
So
and stuff then.
here's my question to you: how am I going to stop myself pre-ordering the cassette version of it, which is only $5? Like for that, I don't know. I just think cassettes are such a cool trinket. I have this weird thing. I've already bought 2 in the last 2 years. Never listened to them, obviously, but I'm
they're
so
there.
delighted that I have them. Like,
Why are you asking me? I'm just going to tell you to get the fucking thing.
but see, I bought the last one on vinyl and all,
Right?
and like I don't have a turntable. Like I don't have a vinyl setup
Yet.
So but it's going to be years.
So it's an investment.
I don't know, but I'm definitely
Just
going to be
think,
getting
by the time you get that, you'll probably be fucking sprogs around, and you need that.
to fucking get away from
You
them wee
need that.
wankers.
Think ahead, Donal. Think ahead.
Get away from Dónal
Yes.
Jr. Shut up, Doju.
Exactly. Boom. You know what I mean? Think about this shit.
I know, but I told myself I wasn't going to buy
For a
any
rainy
more
day.
vinyls.
Get it. For a rainy day.
I think you're right.
You know I'm right.
Yeah, fuck the cassette though. Just get the vinyl
Yeah.
because you will listen to that at some point. Yeah, kind of want a T-shirt as well. I think that
No t-shirt.
no, I think that I need to be.
Say
I think
something.
that I need to be promoting Turbo Wolf, like you know, because you want to just quick side note. You want to see? Think you've probably seen it on Instagram. But how sick is that Rush T-shirt I got? It is
Oh,
awesome.
I like it.
I was just like we were
Surprised it's not
we
here
were
at the
chilling out in the Airbnb in Madrid before the second night of Metallica,
The name
and it
drop,
was just just me and one other guy then, and he's not like balls deep rock and roller, so I put him on Working Man by Rush, and I just said, Phil,
There you go.
you're about to learn where Kirk Hammett learned everything he knows. And it's true,
In one
Kirk's
sentence.
fucking solos
Yeah.
tend to be like structured slightly, you know, there's a structure there.
There is.
And I think that comes from his love of Rush. So look, Turbo Wolf, don't know the date. We're not here to give you fucking dates and specifics. We're here to give you the fucking raw emotion behind these things.
To give you
And
some bit of homework.
this is exciting.
Yeah.
Third album.
It is, yeah. So
Literally haven't put out a bad song yet.
not that I've heard. No.
They've got a couple of crazy little interlude tracks that don't really
That one can't those.
are kind of inconsequential, you know. So exactly as you said, just wouldn't count that. But when they fucking rip, they rip like nobody else. I still think Let's Die is just massive.
People like them, I'd love to see like a sessions thing done about them, like hearing that kind of stuff in a wee studio.
But this is the thing, because they have a really slick management marketing team on the go, right?
Yeah, it seems. Because
Or are we going to get it? Are we going to get a Made of Veil session? I am very excited at the prospect of that. Positively erect at the prospect. Completely erect at the prospect.
Well, is
But how awesome would that
is
be?
Glastonbury on this year?
No.
No, when's it back on? Year after?
Yeah, they have to take the year off every so often and let the
Yeah.
grass grow back.
I was gonna say that could have been a good way for them to get on somewhere.
Uh,
That and Glastonbury would be fucking tight.
I think they do have close ties, obviously, with the BBC, because somebody there clearly
Someone's
likes them.
awake.
Somebody there clearly likes them. So I think you could be on to something. So, but I don't think they were announced for Reading and Leeds. Like that's
Another. It's not archaic at this point.
get them on the main stage there. That's fucking money in the bank. Well, not money in the bank in terms of, you know, people will be like, oh, I can't wait to see Turbo Wolf, but like all the dickheads that are there that don't know them, that are gonna have such a good fucking time.
Yeah.
That's what I think we've nailed it. They need to be booked. Reading and Leeds sub headliners.
There you
So
go.
who is headlining Reading and Leeds? All fucking nobodies.
But there was random things like Beyonce and all that shit on it, was there not?
Stupid stuff. Really.
did that-
Like when I went to Reading and Leeds, say what you want about these three, but they're undeniably massive. It was Biffy Clyro, Green Day, and Eminem. Undisputedly massive.
Yeah.
Sub headliners were all big as well. It was like System of a Down, Chasing Status sub headline to Eminem, and fuck, I don't know who was underneath Biffy, but Nine Inch Nails.
Oh, not bad.
And that's what, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened? I didn't realize until the Longitude and Reading and Leeds lineups came out, and I'm just baffled. Does nobody know how to play guitar solos anymore?
No.
I don't listen to songs without guitar solos.
This year, then, guaranteed there'll probably be someone like The Darkness on the bill somewhere.
Well, Darkness
that's their
are
vibe.
on album cycle, so they could definitely.
They could headline
Yeah.
Red and Leeds.
I don't know if they could headline.
Hey, fuck, definitely.
No, they could do it,
Definitely.
but would people be happy? Like the
Like
general,
on the Friday night, the first night.
yeah, but people would have such a fucking awesome time. But they'd probably be like, "Who the fuck is this dinosaur band in the run up?" You know, and not obviously not
Sure,
me.
yeah,
They're my
for us,
favorite
but
band
yeah.
literally ever. But I'm trying to
they
think.
did-
I'm trying to
right.
think about when I went to Reading and Leeds. What I discovered is like it's kind of like their oxygen because their school ends later. Those guys,
Yeah.
all the fucking 16 to fucking 18-year-olds, that fucking, you know, we just started drinking, we're gonna go mental. That's their thing. Reading and Leeds is their festival.
If they bust out Permission to Land in full or something.
They would. How good would that be? Because they all
Well, again,
guaranteed they all know the words to Believe in a Thing Called Love.
That's the problem as well.
Everybody
I don't-
fucking
yeah.
does.
Yeah. I don't usually like pushing that, but for that situation, it would be pretty cool.
So it's this podcast getting very philosophical about the
Wheel of piano out.
the
and all that
future
shit.
of
Yeah.
metal. Like I think there's definite concern, and that's probably shared by the wider community. Like if we're anxious, I'm sure there's people that are even more balls
Like,
deep than us.
There's
That are,
people. There used to be the whole setup with things like Bang Your Head and Grass Pop and stuff, where if you wanted to see certain bands like Sacred Reich or Magnum, all those kind of things we mentioned before, you'd go to those gigs.
Yeah.
In fucking middle of arse end of Germany somewhere. My apologies for anyone German that I've offended.
I know what you mean.
Right,
Rock
go
am
there.
Ring,
Go
Rock
there,
am
yeah.
Park,
Right.
Hellfest,
Right.
European. But
Yes.
is this what's happening now? If I am a fucking rock and metal fan that lives in Uri here, do I have to fucking fly to the mainland Europe?
You have to do the fucking.
I have to do
crusade.
the heavy lifting.
You have to do the crusade.
I have to do a crusade, a
But-
metal crusade.
It's worth it. Like
That's bound to be
right.
a Saxon album title, by the way.
Yeah.
Bound
Crusade.
to
I
be,
think it almost is. Yeah.
undoubtedly.
Well, look, it is worth it. It's a pilgrimage kind of thing for you anyway. So it's a nice.
Well,
way
I
to
did
fucking
download
go
5
on.
years
Yeah.
in a row.
Well, we went to Prague for the fucking Sons.
The Big Four, yes.
That was a fucking pilgrimage for that. That was worth it, every penny. Like, what I'm saying is that used to be the case. If you want to see certain bands go there, there's some spilling out every so often here, but I just think they come and go so fucking quick that there's no one picking up and mentioning them whatsoever.
Well, we know there's no infrastructure for it here in Ireland.
No.
Because
There's some good venues though. That's the issue. It's basically now at the minute seems to be follow the venue. Like I'll follow the Ambassador in Dublin, and you see the breath of Voodoo Lounge and all in Dublin as well. You see all the.
it's called something else now.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm still going to call it Voodoo Lounge.
Just so you know, because I
Did you?
was going to a techno gig with my mates before Christmas just to get fucked,
'cause you did.
just to get fucked up. I hadn't a clue who your boy was like, but they were like, "Oh, we're going to such and such." And I go, "It's sweet, never been there. That's cool." Voodoo Lounge.
Right.
I was like, "What the
It's a
fuck?"
great wee venue though. But what I'm saying is that seems to be the only way I would keep.
It's a shitty
It must
venue.
be-
I would
I-
challenge
yeah.
you on that actually.
The aesthetics
It's
of
a
it. I like
shitty
it.
venue.
I like the aesthetics of it. Where they turn on big spotlights at the end, so you can't fucking go anywhere but out the door.
Yeah.
I like that. Time to go home.
But
But
it's just like it's kind of like watching a gig inside a shoebox. I don't know. It's fucking claustrophobic as
some
fuck.
Some of the bands I've seen are like Evil and stuff. It worked for that kind of setup. It was kind of cool. It's kind
I'd
of
like to see a high energy
Metal on
thrash
Rush.
band in there.
Oh, it was intense.
I saw a pentagram there, and
Ooh,
like,
I like me some Pentagram. Well, I don't know what to say about them now after all that.
nah,
shit,
it
but
wasn't.
fucking
It
hell.
was absolutely in no way memorable,
yeah.
unfortunately. So
Okay.
I literally don't even know what to tell you about it because it was just like. It was like just being somewhere the band was playing. It wasn't like these are these
Well,
fucking
to add on to your
innovators.
homework for people for blogs and whatnot, I would definitely say probably a cheap way of doing it is any venues you've been to or you know of people going to is the best way needed to follow them at the minute.
Yeah.
You're getting direct for them, and
Yeah, well, you'll hear about a lot of stuff that isn't fucking hard rock and heavy metal, but you know.
because sometimes the bands
You gotta take
themselves
the
have
rough
just
with the
put so much
smooth.
shit. Yes.
So, I definitely my favorite venue in Ireland is without a doubt the Olympia Theatre.
Oh fuck yeah.
It is outstanding.
Well,
I couldn't believe I saw Alter Bridge in there. Couldn't believe it, mate. And who else? I've seen Korn and Limp Bizkit in there.
I saw Robert Plant and Whitesnake.
Unbelievable.
And
You saw Whitesnake in the Olympia Theatre.
I've seen Whitesnake
Get
like 5
the
times.
fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Oh god, yeah.
How the fuck did all of Whitesnake fit on the stage up there? Brilliant.
It was fucking awesome. It was. I think that was like one of the probably second or third gig I ever went to.
Class.
Then after that, it was like Chili Peppers was the first one. I think Whitesnake was the second. Then Thin Lizzy. Then Megadeth.
Chili Peppers is embarrassing.
That gig was one of the worst gigs I've ever been to.
They are such a-
I stopped really listening to Chili Peppers after that because I got so hyped for the gig and it was so
They
shit.
are such a horrendous, terrible
I
band.
Groove Armada with them. They were okay.
I saw Groove Armada at auction one time and it was
And-
fucking sick.
and-
So good.
The Pixies.
Woo!
But I hate the
Nice.
Pixies. So I just sat there. I didn't have a good day. I didn't have a good day.
Space, Conor Maguire.
Fuck you.
But
But
well, look,
leave that.
draw a line under that then. New Turbo
Yeah.
Wolf album's coming out. That's going to be incredible. The Marmosettes album is already out. And I
Another
have
Red
it,
Digger bingo.
and I haven't quite. Well, I always say if I had to pick the 4 best bands in the world right now, it would be Turbo Wolf, Marmosettes, Alter Bridge, and Rival Sons.
It's a good list.
Sorry, actually, because I could add a 5th in here. I actually don't have in my notes for today, but I will fucking actually just write down here because I don't want to give the game away because I want to talk about Marmosettes. But yeah. Now, Marmosettes, unbelievable. Here's the thing: they're already gonna be losing their teeth. Okay, they've got that pop bent. The mainstream is gonna fucking take them. Okay, so I need to get and go and see them. So this is the one last ticket I've allowed myself. It was only 20 quid, so I thought, fuck it. Marmosettes in the Academy. If she can still scream live like she did on the first record, as poppy as I know this album's gonna be, that's gonna be one of the fucking most hardcore nights I've had in a long time. I'm really excited about that. And even, but their pop tunes are note perfect. They're like better than like their ballads and stuff
For
are
any
better
Irish-
than
any
any
Irish
pop
fans,
band.
when is it?
1st of April, I believe it's April Fool's Day.
Sunday gigs, not too bad.
Is that a Sunday?
Yep.
Bollocks! I had to come up the road after. I knew I was working the next day, but that's sweet actually that I'm off. I can go get drunk during the day.
I've got BLS the next Sunday. The
Drunk
8th.
off my ass. Oh, I love being steaming and going to concerts.
That means maybe by the time the next one comes around, you'll have that gig. I'll have BLS done then. Start of April.
No, fuck no. We're doing one in March. This
Oh, I forgot about
podcast is
March.
happening monthly, whether you like it or not.
forgot about
I'll come down
month.
here and do it on my own.
I forgot what month it is. I thought it was March already.
So the singles from the Marmosettes album sort of had not really any screaming in the way, you know, like she used to really, really shred that voice box. Like, so I don't mind if this album's going to be a popular album without screaming, without a little bit of the edge, without as many of the very hardcore riff parts.
Yeah.
That's fine. I Evolution, that's cool. If I got that taste of mainstream success, I would sell out in a motherfucking heartbeat. So I cannot blame anybody for doing it.
How long's it been since the last one?
2014, the first album was released.
Bit of a stretch, isn't it? I know
But they
picked up. And
it was started so small and grew. They were on the main stage of Reading and Leeds at one point, and they're fantastic. That first album is so good. I'm really excited to listen to this one. I just haven't had a chance. I've had to finish off a lot of stuff for college, so like, by the time the next podcast rolls about, I'll have listened to a lot more shit in a lot more
Studying
detail.
tunes?
No, see, just been was fucking. I was working on it in work because my job's an apprenticeship, so it was just had to get the head down and do. So it wasn't really much chance to listen to many tunes. So this year, I don't know for definite that's going to come out, but I'm just assuming there's going to be a Muse album.
see, there's a vibe out there at the minute, isn't there?
There was a single out last
Yeah.
summer, and they brought the house down when I went to see them. It was next level shit.
Was it the Drones tour thing or after that?
Yeah, it was on the Drones tour, but it wasn't the part of that tour cycle. It was just
Right,
like
yeah.
they got booked to play Bell Sonic or Tea in the Park, whatever the fuck that's called.
June or something, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, that was August because I remember
Right.
June was Alter Bridge, July was Easy Top. I had a gig every month for about 8 months. Do you remember that? That was awesome.
fuck, I forgot about ZZ
What a
Top.
year!
Oh,
What a
God.
year!
Brilliant
But
guy.
I'm super psyched to hear the Marmosettes album. I'm not even. I say I'm normally I would be like fucking punk bands mellowing out, but like when they're this good and they're this interesting, I can't even be a little bit mad. So I'm gonna consume that album hungrily, and I'll let you all know about it next month, and then I'm really excited to go and see them. I think that's gonna be a fucking good night, and the Academy too, which is a fucking excellent venue. I don't think I haven't seen a metal band in the Academy.
Have you not?
Nope. I was at King Kong Company, that fucking dance, reggae, rock, dubstep hybrid band that are the greatest live act ever.
Well, Academy's my favourite.
Who did you see in the Academy?
Fuck a lot of people. So Wasp, Anthrax, Overkill, Royal Blood. I've seen UFO. Who else have I seen in there? Someone else really heavy again I've seen down there. Can't remember.
You don't sound too sure.
A couple of thrash people. No, Sacred Reich was in Whelan's. No, I have seen a good few bands down there. It's a great venue, and because it's right beside, for anyone in Ireland, it's right beside Busaris. Biggest fucking waste of transport anyways. But anyways, you're right beside there. The gigs are always finished by about 10:30, so you can roll down the street, 5-10 minute walk, get the 11 o'clock bus back to Belfast or wherever else you're going. Great. For us coming from Newry and all, we
Sweet.
love that fucking place. But
Yeah.
and the tickets are never really that dear. And there always seem to be these odd random bands turning up.
I think, is there the Academy too? Because I saw the Cancer Bats somewhere in Dublin. I was super drunk, and there was only about 100 people there.
Well,
It
could-
was
yeah.
amazing.
If you remember somewhere though had a balcony and it's got an upstairs bar and everything, and you can go in and
That's
out.
what I'm saying, it
but
was in the
yeah.
basement, though.
No, that wasn't then.
So I don't know.
But this place especially, you can fucking go in and out, have a smoke, do what you need to do, whatever.
Fuck, that
There's
was
always
actually
people
so
about.
punk rock
You
now
might
that
have
I
been
think about it.
You might have been thinking of Button Factory or something then.
It wasn't the Button Factory.
That's
It was
good, then.
definitely not the Button Factory. I
Okay.
know that much.
But that is a
Uh,
good one actually as well for, again, any Irish listeners.
I wonder
or
if
anything
anybody
like that.
could write in and let me know where that was. That would be awesome. I suppose I could Google it.
No, leave it up to fate.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, so Turbo Wolf and Marmozette albums, hopefully Muse. Not really sure what sort of direction it's going to take. It's not going to be a riff album. The last one was a riff album. riffs, and the Muse don't fucking repeat themselves. So
It's only been, what, 2 years since the last album, wasn't it?
Drones came out in 2015.
Was it? Fuck, time slipping by.
I was so
That's
super
what,
balls
3
deep in Drones.
Right. It's only the start of this year, so yeah, technically it was about 2 years ago. I'll leave it
Yeah.
at that.
So it was slightly poppier, slightly more of their glam tinges coming back in.
I just remember there was less bass.
Whereas
That's all I
Drones
remember.
was very much fucking. It was over the top and riffy, but it wasn't. It was sort of gritty and not glam.
I think they just knew this is going to play out so well in an arena.
Their
They just
headline
focused on it.
download slot must have been sick. I wasn't there, but they toured in the round on the Odyssey. It was there's absolute destruction of a set. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. So fucking good.
No, my
And
dad attended
production,
it, so it's good.
amazing. See, that's News are one of the few bands that are like on Metallica's level, but they're not of an exclusively metal genre.
No,
You know,
true.
so it's not like it's hard to equate because Metallica are just so metal. They're just metal in the name.
No one else really works with that. You can't throw all those screens and mad shit up for someone like Anthrax or Slayer, or so it doesn't work. Megadeth have got a good thing going on sometimes with screens and all the background, but they just have it there because they think they need it. To be
Yeah.
honest, you know what I mean? Their big
Yeah.
thing. What the need, it's just a simple thing that everyone used to have was it's gone now. That art of having the big massive fucking backdrop. Now it's all screens.
You only get them at
But
festivals.
But the big fucking backdrops used to be tight.
Yeah, no,
Very
you're
good.
absolutely right.
Get your photo taken with it in the background. And all.
Here's a band we didn't talk about earlier on when we were talking about possibly moving up to, it's maybe not headliner, but certainly larger status. Skindred are going to have a new album out this year. There's a
still
single
going.
too, but I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard Skindred or heard of them in a long
Awesome,
time. That's
such
pretty
good fun live. Never pass up an opportunity to go and see Skindred, lads and ladies.
Download. Were you
I'm sure they are. No, well, I saw them twice at Download, once at Leeds, and fantastic every time. I'd love to go to a headline indoor show of theirs. I really, really would like that. But I don't think that they are big enough to play, say, the Odyssey. I think maybe if they came here, it would be Mandela Hall or somewhere. Mandela Hall's closing down. Did you know that? Last gigs in June.
I heard something like
The
that.
Bonnevilles and some local comedians.
I've only seen a few
Like a
gigs.
Northern Ireland night.
They used to have some random spread, shall we say, of stuff. Like I saw Rodrigo and Gabrielle in there. I
Nice.
saw Saxon in there.
Nice. That's where I
There's
saw
a bit of
Wasp.
a difference. Yeah.
That's where I saw Wasp. That's where I saw Airborne and Stone Gods. That's where I saw The Answer play a fantastic gig at one point. Like really fucking
Does it
good.
count if we saw my brother's band playing at Ella Hall?
No. Yeah, it does. Deckies.
No, Emmett's.
But I definitely think Skindred have the fucking vibes. They're such a party rock band. Fucking fantastic. That thing they do, the Newport helicopter, sounds so stupid, but it's so much fun when 30,000 people get involved. You know what that is? They just tell everybody to take off an item of clothing and swing it around their heads. And then the fucking drop in their massive tune happens, and then you're just fucking mosh pit central, baby. It's awesome. And it's like their stage patter is all stolen from The Prodigy. Their riffs are all stolen from Limp Bizkit. They've got a hip hop and a dubstep vibe sometimes. You know, they have a whole hell of a lot going on there. And they added a DJ, a live turntablist and DJ for samples into the live show.
Is this a better
while
thing to
back.
see for live than
Oh,
listening,
they're
or
far better live than on record.
anything on
And there's-
YouTube or for anyone listening to take a
Yeah,
look
look up any of their festival appearances or just type in Newport helicopter. That's what they call it when they make you take stuff off. And they're just ridiculously. They always wear ridiculous outfits. Whenever I saw them at Download one time, I'm pretty sure they covered Beyonce's Single Ladies. They
Okay,
come
it's a bit
on
different.
stage to the Imperial March, and for that whole Download set, the guitarist was wearing one of them horse masks.
Oh, the creepy ones.
Yeah, awesome. Then they throw in some really rocking covers, like the cover like Dr. Dre and Prodigy and these tunes that are just out of genre, but it's a party atmosphere. You know, it's just like this is awesome. Just
Jimmy Buffett.
for atmosphere, it's so hard to beat Skindred, and I'll listen to their new album with great interest because there's always a bouncy riff. There's always a bouncy riff to go home with in your back pocket. Like they're good. They're fucking good. But I think they could keep growing. It just seems to be the world's slowest build because they've been going since about 2008, and putting out consistently good fucking records. Like old school Limp Bizkit fans should be paying attention.
I didn't think they went back that far. I thought they went.
Yeah,
far,
man.
yeah.
They go back real far. And, you know, it was Union Black was their massive album that had Warning on it with Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach. Fantastic song. Absolutely perfect single to
Whatever
fucking...
happened to Papa Roach?
Really, really good single to get people hyped for your album. In answer to that question, I have no idea. I believe they're still about. Not really, but I will just say that Getting Away with Murder is a fucking tune.
Blood Brothers was tight. I like that.
Don't know them in enough detail to have a conversation about
Between
them,
Angels,
unfortunately.
Sex and stuff. Fucking, I still remember getting that album along with like fucking, what was it, Hybrid Theory and fucking
Well, the other album that
Chocolate
everybody got at
Starfish.
that time
Chocolate Starfish.
was Lost Prophets. So let's just not. Let's
No, I
just
didn't.
fucking
I didn't.
not.
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
I was told at one point. Lucky enough, I didn't either. But I was told that it was tossed up in the shop when Mum and Dad were in getting me a birthday CD between Lost Prophets and Evanescence. So thankfully, that's why I'm a goth to this day.
Evanescence was tight back in the day though. It was tight.
No, they fucking weren't. They were fucking piss poor, and they've never put together a consistently good album. I don't think.
No, I don't think. Amy Lee's
But
still
who's
tight,
their
though.
current guitar player? She
I don't
is
know.
fucking hot. Oh my god.
What happened to Paul?
Hold
dude?
on for a second here. Not to objectify all women
Okay.
guitarists, but do
Love
you
the
know
pause.
Nita Strauss, who is playing guitar in the Alice Cooper band at the minute?
Is she the one that was in Michael Jackson's band?
No, that's Orianthi. She now goes out with Richie Sambora, and they've just put out an EP of blues tunes.
Jesus, imagine our child.
It is going.
Holy fuck.
What a shredder!
Yeah.
and it hopefully looks like it's Ma, not it's Da.
What about the whole like Leela Ford, Tony Iommi kid? That would have been the scene.
Did that happen?
Think they were married or something or that?
I honestly didn't know. I don't know much about Naomi's personal life, but yeah, I couldn't believe it because I was on Instagram and I was looking at Conor McGregor's coach's profile. I was like, damn, who's this girl? She's hot, right? And it was when Alice Cooper was gigging in Dublin. She went to do a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class at that gym, and then I was just on stage that night, fucking
Most random.
shredding.
It's the most random chapter title in the Iommi book.
So we've just opened the Tony Iommi book to see if we can find any dirt on Lita Ford. And what's the title?
Chapter 40, Me on Ecstasy.
Oh my god.
Because I still need to flick through this book properly, but it's a good read. The Iron
Tony
Man book.
Iommi on ecstasy must have been a weird fucking vibe.
Oh, man. But that's for another show.
That is most definitely for another show. Yeah, but I literally couldn't even help but notice that, damn, she's hot. And also awesome fucking Orianthi played in Alice Cooper for a while as well. Alice Cooper's got taste, boy.
It's hard to know because half the time the guys in Alice Cooper
Something
look like
about-
girls. That's just hard to
Something
tell.
about a fucking female playing a guitar. Fuck, it's primal. All right, so that's Skindred. Their album's coming out.
often with a glove.
Absolutely no.
Have you
Smell
noticed
the
that?
glove.
No, they're always fucking.
I thought you
playing
were
with
mentioning the
gloves.
most famous sexist album cover of all
No.
time.
Well, yeah,
she should be made to smell the glove.
fucking hell.
Well, that's very, very neat then. That brings me on to the fact that Derek Smalls, bass player, the lukewarm water that held Spinal Tap together, is fucking putting out a solo album this year that's apparently going to tell the story of what happened to Spinal Tap and the breakup. So, like, the guest list is off the charts. Have you seen it? Steve Vai is
Yeah.
obviously on it. All Billy Sheehan, I'm
You were
sure,
like a
is showing
child.
up.
You sent me this link all giddy and shit. I was like,
Actually,
okay.
why would Billy Sheehan be fucking playing on it? Should have got all the bass players that need and Derek Smalls.
It's probably like a big arrangement of like multi basses or
And they're
something.
all original tunes. It's not like they're old Spinal Tap covers, but then they'll probably fucking tour, or there'll probably at least be some cool live videos we can watch. Yeah, psyched for that one. There's the whole interview and all announcing it in character as Derek Smalls was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. There's a track by track where he tells you what each of the songs is going to be about, and
I bet you as well the tracks aren't even anything about that. That's one thing I keep thinking about from his run through. Sitting there going like, is that what he thinks the tracks are about? Or
yeah,
that
they're
kind of
probably
thing?
just going to
Yeah.
be like Big Bottoms Part 2.
Yeah.
I know, but he's so awesome, and he's been pictured with all kinds of double neck bass contraptions in the promo pictures, and I'm here for it. I am fucking here.
He's gone
for it.
full
I
build-
sort of hate when guitars only have one neck. Like, it's just like, what the fuck's the point?
Fucking. I'm not surprised at this point. He hasn't got someone like Bill Beale or something to join in somewhere for the crack.
Yeah, that could be really cool because I think Bill can play. Oh yeah,
Bill can play.
Yes, of course he can. I was trying to think, why do I think that? And it's like because he
doing
plays
like metal
all the
riffs,
time.
metal riffs
Yeah.
on the horns and shit.
Yeah.
Why not? Get him
his
in the
live,
fuck.
Bill Bailey's live stuff's actually. So do you know if he plays like Opeth and Mastodon to his crowds as they're filing in?
He was on QI with a fucking Hunter t-shirt and all on before.
Nice, yes.
He knows
loves
the crack.
Mastodon,
He knows the
loves
crack.
Opeth.
So we get him on. Why not?
We should fucking get him on. No idea when that comes out, but that's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be, yeah. I'm gonna be big into that album. I suspect. I love anything that has a load of interesting guests because it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, oh, I love that musician, but I also love that one.
Like-
This is them together. What?
Elton with Alice in Chains.
Like, do you see that what I shared on Instagram today from the second to last Queens of Stone Age album, Like Clockwork? The
No.
song Fairweather Friends has Elton John on piano and is a three-way vocal duet between Trent Reznor, Elton John, and Josh Homme.
Fuck.
It's awesome. But it comes right before Smooth Sailing, which every fucking stupid cunt in the world knows off that album.
Except
it's just
me.
like, the track before that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am big into that. So Spinal Tap, Marmoset, Muse, Turbo Wolf, Skindred. Here's the question: are we getting a Korn album this year or what? Do you
Well-
care? Does anybody care?
The last thing about Korn I remember was that their bass player was out and they got Rob Trujillo's son in to play bass. That's all I remember about
For
Korn. Do you remember
11
that?
dates.
Yeah, fair play to them.
Weird.
But it was very weird.
Weird.
Like, I know his dad was there the whole time. Big Rob was there. Big Bob.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. It was
But
just
then-
weird.
Fuck
Got them attention.
Fuck Feely, like, because, his bass playing, I just don't think
Now,
is
I'm not trying to be
inspired in
not
any
trying to be
way.
a dick, but
Plus, he's also a dweeb.
do they not have like bass techs or something lined up for this kind of stuff? If
Yeah,
something
it was
wrong?
100% a stunt.
Oh, God, yeah.
100% a stunt. Like,
But if it's a stunt wise, like, why didn't they just get a hold of some other fucking really good bass player? Like, no knocking the wee dude, like, at all. But an actual full on name. Obviously, it's a rub for his wee band and whatnot. It's not fucking Cloak and Dagger, like, we know the crack. But I don't know. Maybe they could have got someone in from a band of, like, from that time, or, I don't know. Fucking, what do you call a
my
bass player?
t-shirt's on
Limp
backwards, I
Bizkit or
just
something?
realised.
It's alright. What do you call a bass player? Limp Bizkit?
Sam Rivers.
Yeah. Get him in with the fucking light up frets and boom.
Sam Rivers too good to play bass for Korn.
But for the
He's
nostalgia
far
pop,
too
for
good.
the nostalgia pop alone,
It
like you
is.
hear Korn pull out a fucking Limp Bizkit tune or something for the crack.
Some of his bass moves are
Would you not want to see that?
slinky.
Would you not want to see that?
I don't think Limp Bizkit
Like
and Korn should
rearranged
cross
by
over.
Korn.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it
I
feels
can-
like
I can hear
chalk
it.
and cheese.
I can hear it.
I
That
would
bass
listen
sound,
to
yeah.
it. I'd listen to it. I can't honestly tell you right now that I would like it.
Okay.
I would have to hear it first. Here's my point about Korn. Every time I go and see them, which has been about 5 times now, they get better.
Well,
They're growing old disgracefully
did
into...
you see them with Slipknot a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Right. I'd never seen Slipknot before, and I was just fucking disappointed. But Korn just blew the fucking house apart.
They
Like,
rock
they were
the house
fucking
down.
Brilliant.
And they're like, for a band that are so heavy and fucking
it was fun.
dark, yes,
Fuck, it
it's a
was-
fucking party.
They opened with "Here to Stay," and it's like, here we go.
When one of the
Here we
one of the
fucking
times
go.
I saw them, right, was the
didn't
dubstep
play
tour,
Adidas, though.
the very weird dubstep album. What was
don't
it
even
called? The
remember that
Path
one.
of Totality,
Oh.
which was obviously super fucking weird, but they played it perfectly, right? Because what they did was they came out and they played 4 really old tunes, like all basically off the first album.
Cool. Like
Then-
Blind and all
then
that
they
shit and all
played
that.
4. No, they saved Blind for later. They played 4 dubstep tunes. So they did 4 mini sets of 4. And then they
I
did
think we've gone through this before.
4 classics. I'm sure I've
Yeah,
told you this
yeah,
before
go for
because
it.
it was a magic gig. But and then did an encore of 4 tunes. But it was like, oh, that was awesome because we had the fucking mad, crazy dubstep part in the middle. But then 8 songs in, that was over and done with. And you were back to hearing
Didn't the Foos
classics.
do that with, like, they had did their own shit, and then they had the backup band for Skin and Bones, a few other tracks they did, and then they went back into their normal set, kind of like this middle
Yeah,
thing
they
going on.
changed about what. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think was Skin and Bones came out directly after In Your Honor, and
Yeah.
do you remember In Your Honor was sort of split into a rocky side
That's what
and a
they're doing.
ballad
Yeah,
side.
that's what it was. Yeah,
And then whenever somebody, he says it in the documentary too, back and forth, and somebody said to him, was like, Dave, do you not know that you can do both?
yeah.
And then that's where The Pretender and Echo Silence, Patience and Grace
Yes,
comes
yes,
from.
yes,
It's
yes.
sort of the most dynamic of the Foo Fighters albums. So, which, as you can imagine, I'm a fan. There's a great tune on that one called Let It Die, which is
Yeah.
really, really fantastic.
That's something we'll have to do. Go through a whole Foo Fighters thing, because especially that even
Well,
based on
we're
Lace
probably
Night
due a
now-
new album.
No, didn't they not land one there last year with the
Sonic Highways.
No, the other one, the Neighbours.
Snap, Concrete and Gold.
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just didn't pick it
We
up.
never
well.
really
We
buzzed
looked-
off that. There's some great tunes on it.
We did-
T-shirt.
Yeah, we did cover it.
Sky is a Neighbourhood.
Yeah, we did cover
Rum.
it, but we never got. It
Balls
wasn't
deep in
favorable.
it.
It wasn't
Yeah,
favorable
we didn't go fucking.
because again, we had such a benchmark running through last year.
From Sonic
It was ridiculous.
Highways,
Yeah.
from Waste and Light, they've
No,
been on
no.
a good run.
We were comparing everything to one album most of last year as well. So
Oh, within the context of our
Yes,
podcast.
yeah.
Yes. Must revisit that then.
Yeah.
Because we're bound to be doing some live. No more tickets. Right. I'm saving. I can't say exactly why now. I'll let you all know soon, but trust me, it's going to be worth it.
Big
yeah.
D's brothel, can't wait.
What else? Korn, I would love to see, right? And here is my point. There is a bonus track off their last album called Baby, and it's the cornest Korn song I think I've ever heard, right?
Run
Now,
us through. I'm going to grab a drink.
I am going to be really honest here and say I don't really know if Jonathan Davis brings a lot to the table in it. His chorus or whatever is kind of a bit... It's not fucking just classic, and I think he says baby maybe a few many times in it, but the point is Head and Monkey are back together and they are fucking killing it. The riffs in it at one point are fucking sick. It must be drop A because you can barely make it out. It's just like a fucking this interminable fucking rumbling buzzsaw. It's fucking excellent. And it's well put together, has a lovely fucking Korn bridge breakdown, and then fucking back to the chorus for the end because Korn are at their core just the world's most fucked up pop band. So
Agreed.
I am fucking telling you, if you are a Korn fan and you aren't aware of their song Baby, please get on it. I'm most definitely doing you a favor by telling you that. And I don't understand then why that was a bonus track, because I never got the impression that the rest of that album was any good. Certainly I wasn't crazy about the Corey Taylor fucking guest slot, which should have been, and this new metal fan's wet fucking dream, but it was what it was, and it's just not how I would have used Corey Taylor on a Korn song. It's 100% not. I know, as I keep saying, I'm not the producer for any of these songs, but if I was,
Just thought Corey
so
Taylor
hopefully
on
if
bass would have been good.
Hopefully, if that comes out, they've only been getting better. So hopefully they do bring us something this year. Hold on, I'll sort this out.
That's the first time I've actually seen the microphone being lifted off the table. That was quite impressive. So he's going through that. I think for any other albums we might have missed out on over January, especially because like I'd seen stuff like Anvil have put out their album and it was
Anvil are always putting out albums.
they're always fair fucking play to them. That's all I can say. They were playing on Pancake Tuesday in Belfast, and I was really tempted to get a ticket at the last minute because I thought, you know what, I fucking have a wee treat now. But I just thought, no, there's no point. It's not even buying a ticket anymore. It's travelling up and down as well, and got work the next day and whatnot.
All these considered. Microphone fixed. But
I just thought coming into work the next day and going, oh, where were you? Anvil.
who?
Yeah, how the
No.
fuck to explain it? But I love the joy in doing that with a lot of rock and metal stuff. Having to tell people a story.
Yeah.
Who these people are.
Who? Yeah. Look,
What
wouldn't
films you might have heard
Listen,
them
mate,
in.
you wouldn't have heard them on fucking Radio 1. Now sit down.
It's hard though with
Let
some
Daddy
bands.
tell you the tale.
Yeah, it's like going to people with Sacred Reich. Oh, do you remember that clip in California Man where he's watching the TV and a metal band comes on? That's them. And then people are like, what the fuck's California Man? They're just like, oh,
Bye.
I'm done.
Sweet. So, like, it's looking like if all those things come out, this could be a good year. And I still have a couple here that I'd like to get through. The Fever 333. So remember I told you the best band in the world broke up last year, Let Live.
Yeah.
Best punk band, certainly.
You mourned.
So their singer's back. It seems like Travis Barker's the drummer. It seems like they're putting up guerrilla marketing all around LA. This thing seems to be really, really heating up. Now, they haven't released one single second of music. This is the fucking issue. But all their fucking Instagram posts and all are boomerangs of the studio of them like doing fucking big massive scissor kicks up in the air and just generally wrecking the place. Like, so it's just I am hyped, and I think the hype is justified, and they're selling it as the tagline is "There's a fever coming," and it's like we're not starting a band, we're starting a fucking movement, and so it seems like they're gonna take the political reins from Let Live and fucking run with it. Like, so I think that this is going to be the in-your-face, screaming, political, fucking, morally fucking clear, punk, hardcore fucking project that I am fucking ready for. Like, that's gonna provide the nice contrast to Marmozets, who I think are going to be a little bit more pop.
And you got Turbo Wolf stuff.
I think Fever is gonna be raw, but I think that he also has, because the dude is.
Isn't this the vibe for like Prophets of Rage from last year? And
yeah, but better executed, more
Right, okay.
actual fucking danger to
because
it.
that's where I got lost. And I'm sitting there going, this just sounds like the Prophets of Rage speech all over again.
No, well, the Prophets of Rage was good, but as my problem with it was, it sounded more like a collection of fucking bumper sticker slogans than a really incisive, political, damning fucking album. The album that Zach De La Rocha would have written
with all the videos and stuff.
Yeah, but it was still awesome. It wasn't like this massive, towering political statement. It was just a fun, funky rock album. And I couldn't help but be that little bit disappointed. But once I got over myself, I realised how good the album was. Yeah. But the Fever, I think, are going to take this and run with it.
When
they're playing a couple of gigs. No, not a clue. They haven't even released, when it's out. It's not that I just don't know. It is not available, that knowledge. So buzzing for that. Jason Allen Butler, look up Let Live Banshee if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you'd see why I'm excited. Feed the Rhino, another hardcore album.
Yes,
guys from England. That album just came out on Friday, so I need to get my fucking dirty little paws on that and get that listened to. Their last album, it was. I'm gonna mess this up. The album before that was The Burning Suns, and so then the one that I really loved was The Sound and the Sorrow and the Silence, or either way, their most recent album was fantastic. There's a song on it called New Wave, which was just a fucking ripper, and I just have all these visions in my head of how those songs would sound live, and they must be absolutely slaying fucking small venues. Like, they are really, really good. The lyrics fantastic. Some actually like real greasy wah lead lines in amongst all this hardcore, and you're just like, this hardcore punk, yo. We fucking bring in wah lines in, but it works. And it's just like, yes.
There's something different for once.
Love fucking dirty ass wah pedals in punk rock. Like, love it.
Now you do.
No, I do, but like it's just rare. It's rare to hear. So that's been out. I'll definitely be doing a deep dive review of that now next time, because I'm gonna be listening to that for a while, I think. Miles Kennedy's solo album, The Year of the Tiger, out next month, the latter half of next month, if I'm not mistaken.
Am I wrong in thinking he's already out on tour at the minute?
There's a single out, and the tour certainly starts very soon if it hasn't already.
That's what it is, yeah.
It's one or the other. You could be absolutely right. I just don't know.
Yeah. Right, same.
I haven't looked too much into this, right? I don't know, because I'm sure the magazines are bigging them up.
Well, it came out of nowhere for me
time.
because I still haven't digested the last Alter Bridge album fully.
Well,
Because it still seems soon enough for me. So when the Miles Kennedy stuff came out, I was just like, we're okay, quick.
there's one song I've been going back to off that Alter Bridge record. We'll look it up and talk just before I go tonight. But that's just between me and you, like.
Special time.
But Miles Kennedy, like, that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be. I think there's probably going to be a dose of metal somewhere on it.
Will he have Slash involved though?
I don't think anybody big name is involved. Certainly in any of the press
'Cause it worked
releases
with
that I
him,
have read,
the stuff he did
I
with
didn't
Slash was
see.
cool though. I would like to see
Awesome,
that happen again.
really awesome. And I'm sure when Slash does go back to record another solo record once Guns N' Roses demobilize, that Miles will be the man. Why
Well,
the
there
fuck
we go
wouldn't
with
he be?
that fucking Axel signing up for the AC/DC album, so that's probably it in the works then.
Are you here for that? An Axl Rose fronted AC/DC album without Malcolm Young.
What I did was, I thought, okay, here we go. I've seen clips of him doing like fucking Welcome to Jungle and all this. I don't know, the AC/DC kind of tunes, right? He was doing a lot of fucking Hold On Rosie and whatnot. So I was going like, yeah. To be fair, it goes. Everyone's going to put the effort into the big numbers and whatnot. So I checked out some other versions he did with AC/DC. He did like Touch Too Much. Actually, was pretty fucking
My
cool.
favorite AC/DC song.
Same.
So you're telling me Axl nails it?
I'm not saying nails it. He does it fucking.
Does a good job.
He does
well,
a fucking.
I seen one fucking journalist saying, my personal thinking about it is that, and I don't know, because this could be mixing up with my feelings about one other similar situation, which I'll bring up in a moment. Axl DC, I don't know. I don't know if they need to record an album.
Yeah, if they were going to do some sort of like honorary thing for like retrospect or something, I could probably see it. But if they're going to do it just on their own, I still think they should just do a one-off and not call it AC/DC. Just call it.
But it would be called AC/DC. You know that
because of marketing and because that's the appeal we're going to get. But because it's going to sound like.
What I want.
Give me a load of vocal breaks. Give me a shitload of fucking just Angus going nuts for one last time, right? And have hardly any vocal lines. You know what I mean?
Well, I honestly would like to hear an Angus Young solo record. Maybe a little slowed down, some bluesy stuff more in the style of like your BB Kings and the stuff that influenced them growing up, and the slow blues. And I think that, you know, the time and time again in their career, they've hinted at, you know, there's the tunes obviously like the Jack and whatnot, and there are some more lo-fi tunes like Night Prowler, and it's always felt like a little bit more menacing to me, and those tunes and that vibe rather than the fucking beating around the bush 90 mile an hour. Just because we've heard less of it is more interesting to me now.
Okay,
do you know what I'm saying?
But if you got a full album of that dropped, it wouldn't be like the farewell or the. All I need to know is if this
Black Ice is AC/DC's farewell.
It is, right?
What a fucking record.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, to me, it's all about the presentation of this. If they turn around and say this is like the last AC/DC album, then I'm like, no, this is a bad move. If they say this is a collaboration thing, a one-off kind of AC/DC album with so-and-so, grand, that means they're going to do this plus something else.
I read about, a guy suggested, why don't they do AC/DC just like a retrospective with a bunch of guest musicians, like guest solos, guest singers. With the singers that were suggested to me were Axl, Nick Chester from Jet, who seemed to be powering up again. Certainly
Airborne?
Him solo. Joel O'Keefe. Why not give Joel O'Keefe a fucking AC/DC guest spot? Why the fuck not? Did I nudge that? Did I fuck something up? No. All right, sweet. But why not? The man has obviously got the chops to do it.
Yeah.
He could throw in a few sneaky swear words, which is what I always loved about Airborne, because AC/DC never swear.
No.
And it's like,
turn off.
For such a big rock and roll band, you think the odd swear word would get out. But and then I'm sure that there's a list of guitar players I'm sure could be lining up to play guest solos there. Imagine there was one track with like a really fucking technically accomplished bass player. That would be crazy. What would that sound like?
Get some stuff from some
so
current bands.
Just a little bit of a reinterpretation. I would be here for that.
Billy Gibbons.
Yes.
Can we just book this album
and fucking maybe a Steven Tyler guest spot? I would be there for that. But his Dream On voice.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
Can he do it?
I think he could still manage
one
it.
last time.
I ain't going again here. What the? I definitely fucked something up. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, happy days. Just having some tech issues down here, folks. It's want to happen.
It's been a while.
So what I mentioned there, that my feelings about this might be confused, because let me tell you, I am very angry. I am very, very angry with Mr. James Page. And now they have announced a remaster of How the West Was Won.
I don't understand that. Why they need?
He's going to be working on that for 18 months. He is never going to record a solo album.
No,
we're never getting that.
No. Do you remember? Wasn't it announced?
He keeps saying he wants to do it.
There was all
he
these
says
dates.
and he's putting the band together, and I'm looking at these guys, and I can't tell you who they are, but I'm also looking at these guys who I also can't tell you who they are.
Yeah.
Stop dick teasing us, okay? Like, this is like a fucking strip club. There's no touching. Jimmy Page, what are you doing? You're just teasing us. Don't tell us about all these things and never follow through. So look, I'm here for How the West Was Won getting remastered. I just don't know why Lord Page himself needs to do it. I mean, I know he's done them all.
Yeah.
But I'm even considering pre-ordering it on Blu-ray, because I figure the 5.1 mix is going to be fucking ridiculous.
Wee things I got there would be kind of cool, like just that tweak for the surround and whatnot. But I remember when it came out, I remember the big buzz for it. I remember our mum and all getting it, so it was always there in the house. But that was it remastered. That was it done at that time with him. So for things like that, I don't see the point in him having to remaster it again. I understand when he went back and did the whole back catalogue, that needed to be done, and the extra wee outtakes and things thrown in, like Metallica did. Great.
I never delved into those.
But no, some of them actually really are
well
done. Really well done. The first two albums in particular, and Physical Graffiti and Presence, are really well done. Actually, Coda's got a nice wee mix on as well that they've pulled up on it. I pick and choose some of the albums. I don't really focus on things like How's the Holy and all for some reason. But I don't see the point, especially when it comes to live stuff. that they've already remastered. There's only so much you can really do with the live stuff.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I see that as another swerve for this year. They need to get something out for another year. And
Yeah, the Zeppelin machine.
I think at the minute they're starting to run out
without
of
the band.
I think we're getting to the point now where we realise that they've run out of stuff to put out that's new. It's just a new version of the same stuff that we've already heard before, because everyone has that kind of thing. Everyone has that like fallacy or whatever in their head, thinking that, oh, there's these fucking outtakes, and there's famous ones apparently with like, was it Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin or some fucking dual
There
session or
is
something.
the legendary rumored session between them and Sabbath,
That's the one I think.
which
it is, yeah.
everyone keeps
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I have it." Well,
Yeah,
then if
yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking have it, put it out
down,
there,
yeah.
you fucking prick.
I think the problem is everyone has this thing that there's going to be all these special wee gems and moments out there. There's so much things already up on YouTube of there.
Yeah.
Like,
But look how much
track
Cure
stuff.
always went into those records. Like, you got the most special thing, I think.
well, he can give you that. I'm glad he's spearheading it, but I don't see the point in him doing certain things in it. Like, again, like Metallica put out Garage Inc. I didn't expect him to even to touch that, because essentially it's an EP that they did as a way to breaking in Jason to the fans and touring and getting them used to recording with them. So I didn't think they were going to even touch that, and they did. So then again, yes, Page is
it's
touching
nice
on
for
that,
bands to be able to remaster their own
but
legacy
live
and
stuff,
whatnot,
not like I don't see Metallica. Well, maybe they would probably remaster S&M.
Certainly
I
S&M.
don't see them. I don't see the point in them remastering the live shit stuff, to be honest, because that raw sound of that live stuff needs to be kept.
That's the one that has a lot of stuff from Seattle 89
Yes.
on it. Yeah, that's...
I have the live shit box and everything else sitting over there. Obviously, as a fan, if they do go around and upgrade and all, I will get it, of course. If there's a Blu-ray version or something, I'm fucking there.
So much
Not a
better,
bother.
yep.
But with tweaking the live stuff from then, it's just like a wee time capsule thing of that's what the gigs actually sounded like back then. You're hearing how distorted things were or whatever, but when you polish it up now, it doesn't help.
Does it lose something?
It does. For me, it does. It loses, because again, any new people come along thinking that's what all the fucking gigs sound like then. No. You know what I mean? Most of it was some dude with a tape recorder, but I digress.
Yeah, so the last... Right, well, obviously we took a bit of a swerve there, but just the last album that's going to come out this year that I think is going to be fucking awesome is The Struts. The Struts have... Their debut album is incredible. It's like poppy Queen fucking... It's kind of reminds me of the Scissor Sisters in a weird way. It's glam. It's over the top. The frontman Luke Spiller looks a lot like Freddie Mercury. It's kind of eerie. They're super
Scissor
glam.
Sisters, forgot
They've
about
been
that.
on tour with Guns N' Roses. They've been on tour with the Rolling Stones. They are going to be... I can't say for a fact that they're going to be big, but they've got a sound that could be huge. It's...
There's
fucking-
something there. Is that what
And
it
like
is?
me as the hardened fucking metal veteran, I loved it. Like, it's so good. And
Melodic or
yeah, it's like a fucking like Queen is your big touch point for it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Queen is
Like
most-
harmonised
and he
vocals and all
rolls
that
all
shit.
his or not all of them, but some of his oars on the album and stuff. He's just got these wee glam flourishes. They're just, and the way they dress and stuff is super cool. So
catsuits.
the Struts, yeah, I think there's yeah, you're joking, but I think there are. So
God.
I'm really looking forward to hearing if the difficult second album can deliver. But as I said, they've been out with the fucking top dogs in the business, so they're bound to have learned
measure,
something.
Though. It's like fucking Mustaine said that where people, you can spend how long you want building up and getting all your stuff together for the first album. He goes, I need to see what you're going to be, right, what's the next point? How do you build a second album, the third album, and whatnot? Because you can take fucking, as long as you want.
Well, luckily
patronise
enough,
about
it's
the
been a
fucking thing.
long time because this album came out and then was re-released
Right.
instantly when I think they got a new bass player and drummer, so they re-recorded and re-released.
But
So
they're
it's been around for a long time.
And they've been on the road though as well. It's not like they've been inactive completely from something.
No, they've been on the road.
Well, there you go. At least now you know it's going to be tight sounding.
I think it's I hold out good hope, but I don't have there's no singles or anything yet, so I don't know. But just on the strength of how good they were on their first album, everything was on point. Songwriting, lyrics, fucking.
I don't even want singles anymore. Just see like the Masso thing. Just give me like wee EPKs or something like you used to get. Just seeing them tracking a few things, you get wee snippets here and there, and you have to think in your head.
I
What's
love
next
that
bit like?
behind the scenes thing. Show me
Fucking-
how
yeah.
this thing comes together. Give me another level of understanding for this.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. So there we go. So between Turbo Wolf, Marmozets, Muse, Skindred, Korn, The Fever, Spinal Tap, Feed the Rhino, Miles Kennedy, and The Struts, we should be looking at a pretty good year. I mean, how many? Let me see. How many bands? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's nearly a good album a month for this year,
Yeah.
if they all stack up.
If they all stack up.
If
right.
they all stack up, and then there's bound to be stuff that we're missing out on here. Oh, there always is.
There always is, but-
Always is.
Think of it this way: in what 10 months' time, we'll be getting ready to do the roundup for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So already, maybe compared to last year, we're off to a decent start.
It feels like there's bigger names involved here than.
There's people we're missing, and
You
I'd
know?
like people to let us know who we're missing out on or something.
Oh, certainly.
definitely.
We're bound to have the blinders on about something, but
Yeah.
just we don't buy magazines anymore, so we don't fucking know.
I keep thinking that there's one big fucking name hanging, but just like the elephant in the room, I haven't thought
Bound
of.
to be, but I think
someone.
the big four have all put out albums. Testaments has been out,
Slayer, everyone's well, Slayer's away now. That's them
Yeah.
finishing off.
so I just don't know.
I don't really think of anyone else.
I think there's just like a lot of weird, fucked up supergroup projects and stuff in the works now as well. That once we get those out of the way, we can have people go back to their own bands.
Yeah.
The Legend of the Seagull Man's probably going to come out. That Brent Hines with
See, this is the problem. I
Danny
keep seeing,
Carey.
Yeah, I keep seeing all the adverts and all the wee snippets for it, but I kept thinking it was out already. It's that
there's
kind
a
of
couple
vibe
of
about it.
singles.
Yeah, but
There are a couple of tracks out of it.
with that kind of a project, I need to see what order those tracks are on the album and all that kind of stuff, and the digest, because that's going to be a proper album kind of thing.
Yeah.
The digest, it's not really going to be single hits and shit. So I'm going to reserve. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm aware of it, but I'm holding back for that because again, that's like the first kind of Tool taste again before the Perfect Circle thing dies out again. Because we're running out of time. There's 2 months of 2018 already, and
Exactly.
no Tool.
I was just looking through my notes here as well. We didn't even mention Corrosion of Conformity. We've both listened to the album. I wouldn't say either of us have digested it, but overwhelmingly positive.
It is positive.
Like,
Yeah.
I just remember texting you being like, Thin Lizzy
Yeah.
vibes. That was it.
I
3
like
words that let you know that this album's going to be sweet.
Reminds me of some of the older stuff, like even like Big Problems and stuff. That was in the Clerks, from what I remember as well. Just some raw sounding off it as well. There's no doubt as soon as you listen to it straight away, you're like, fuck, it makes such a difference when you hear Pepper singing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They have some good songs, I think, whenever it's just
Off this
Mike
one,
Williams.
yeah.
But whenever
Oh,
Pepper's on board, it's fucking...
It's refreshing.
It's go time.
Because the last thing I heard of him doing was like anything he did in Down. So it's been
Yeah.
nice to, right, okay, I'm going to hear a wee bit more of his kind of stuff. And we saw them, me and, again, Mac Daddy, JP, we went to see them in Belfast, I think 2 years ago. And I was sitting there the whole time going, you stand beside you to go, what tune do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? John wanted to hear Clean My Wounds. I goes, going to play that, not a bother.
course they are.
Of course they are. And he goes, what do you want to hear? I go, Broken Man. I goes, this random tune off, I can't remember the fucking name now. And he's like, no, probably not. First tune, Broken Man.
Boom.
And I was like, oh, here we go. I'm fucking set.
Yeah, that's
And John
sweet when
got
that
teased
works
the whole
out
way
like that.
through. They came out and did Claim My Wounds as like the second encore song. John the whole time thought, they're not going to do it.
Oh.
Just, man, see
I'd be
his
pissed.
face. See watching his face slowly
Yeah.
go
It's
down.
like, I think I saw it Down one time and they didn't play
Oh.
Stone the Crow. And I was
Ooh.
fucking raging.
You would be raised.
That's my all-time favourite Down song. Like,
We went to see
Dynamics.
We went to see BLS the first time round, and again, John said the whole thing like, he's going to play fucking In This River, because he said he's going to play it for every gig from now on. Blah blah blah. Didn't play it.
sweet.
To be fair, I goes, it would have kind of dulled the mood a bit. To be
That's
honest,
what I worry about that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking here as well. So COC, we'll get back to you on that, folks, but seems to be a pretty fucking good record.
I've enjoyed it, but I haven't done the full test. I need to stick it on the car. That might be a good way to do it. Stick it on the car.
Yeah, I still go to bed listening to albums, but I'm just out after like 1 or 2 tunes
Fuck,
these days.
I got slagged earlier for going. Probably the only person you'll ever hear going to sleep, nodding off to like Rust and Peace on full whack. No bother, like a child.
No, me as well.
Yep.
I love a bit of Metallica before bed, actually.
Fucking class.
So I had thought in my notes here I was going to have more of Joe Satriani's album digested. Now, normally, new Joe Satriani album, I wouldn't get out of fucking bed, but I thought this one was a little bit. I thought this one was a little bit more interesting because he has Glenn Hughes and a drummer. I can't remember who it is. As a band, you know, so there's no vocals. It's still instrumental rock, but I really really dig the first tune off it. It's called Exemplary, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Decky play-by-play is the Joe Satriani.
Is he
fan.
the Joe
loves
Satriani
Joe
daddy?
Satriani. He loves Joe Satriani.
Well, I must actually
Get on with him
I
and
must
see what he
actually have a
thinks.
little word with him.
Yep.
So I found a cool band called White I don't think I have time really now to fucking do the justice that I would like to do to those guys because they seem cool. So I'll maybe do a little feature on them next month. Getting balls deep into Rush. So that's I think why listening to new music has, because I've fucking I can't tell you how many times I've listened to the album Moving Pictures. That starts with Tom Sawyer and has YYZ on it. Also Limelight. Yeah. So very, very good album we're talking about here.
It's one of those ones when you find it. I don't know. It's one of those albums even for years you would kind of avoid because everyone keeps talking about it. I know it's going to be good anyway. I'll check it out.
See, I never liked
when you
Rush.
do, you're like fuck.
You know, it's like the whole prog thing is common to me now that I think I've listened to every bonehead straight up rock band and I want to hear these more interesting
I got put off them for a while because they seem to be like the trendy kind of go-to band to put up
after
stuff.
being in that movie.
What was it? I Love You Man or something.
Yeah.
And even fucking Family Guy and a few other people always talking and South Park talking, but every so often you're just like,
South Park, them guys love Rush.
They do. They did the intro video for the tour or something, didn't they?
Oh, it's so funny. That's on YouTube.
Well, I'll let that go for now.
And then also want to tell you about a band called Zodiac, Mind Warp, and The Love Reaction. So these are old school 80s glam band. They're going on the cool wall. They are going on the cool wall, no doubt. And know that, right, so they were like a one and done deal, you know, it was like a typical 80s burnout fucking glam band. They're sort of pseudo glam. It's like hard rock, but it definitely has elements of glam. A lot of reverb on the drums.
Is this like
a lot of 80s production. Yeah, it's 87. Sort of a fake concept about the wolf child going on. And what really sold me on these guys was that I found out that the frontman went on to write Feed My Frankenstein for Alice Cooper, which is Alice Cooper top 3 tunes of all time.
Oh God, yeah.
With Poison and Schools Out. Boom.
I still think it's the best tune.
What Feed My Frankenstein.
God,
yeah. Yeah, so hard to look past. And just quickly to mention, I really think that album must be 10 years old this year. Wow. The Alice Cooper, the concept album about the spider obsessed serial killer. Along Came a Spider, which had the Slash guest spot on the song called Vengeance Is Mine, which is fucking sick. One of Slash's best ever guest spots.
I bought that from the tour.
The vibe is what tour?
The fucking
Alice you got that Alice Cooper tour?
It was
nice.
It was them, Journey, and Whitesnake, from what I remember. Whitesnake, I've seen Whitesnake like 7 times.
Yeah, all probably support slots.
Not all.
No.
Well,
the Olympia must have been a headline.
Yep.
I think I've only seen. Definitely only seen Whitesnake once, but it was awesome.
Oh, they're fucking amazing.
Guitar duel, like 10 minutes. Dave Coverdale backstage, fucking trying to catch a breath.
They even did the Purple tour where they did all the Deep Purple stuff from that Purple album.
Oh yeah.
It was tight, and they really actually built the whole set around that album, which was nice. They didn't just one or two. They didn't just pick Burn and that was them or Highway Star. I didn't think they did that one anyway. They didn't just pick the fucking hits out of that album and then just run with it. They took I think they actually went through the whole album. Did the Gypsy and everything. It was fucking tight.
That is sweet then.
Fair play to them.
So we must have been talking for about 2.5 hours now. Easily.
We're 10 minutes off 3 hours.
Oh,
we've done well.
Lovely. So
and my voice is gone.
Well, we're just about there's still stuff. I didn't think I really had enough notes for tonight, but there's still stuff there that is meaty. It could be another discussion, but
just
we'll save that now for next month. There's
nothing
pressing. We've gotten through everything. I think that's bang off the date in terms of rock and metal. How disgraceful the fucking best rock album Grammy was, and how good the best fucking performance was. I was thinking what we might do as well is put together a Spotify playlist just of tunes that have come up while we're sitting here.
Yeah,
I meant to take notes while we were going, but that would definitely be a nice accompaniment, I think.
Well, I've updated about what we've already done with the Spotify playlist and some suggestions for people because I want to try and put up bit more just the usual metal and hard rock stuff I usually put up. So maybe do like the Doors top 10 that he was doing.
Yeah, I'll come to the party with some fucking punk rock and alternative shit. You just you keep handling the metal. All right, you got this.
I'm solid. Got this. Not a bother. Wee buns.
So we'll be back next month.
Yep.
Anything
for Paddy's Day.
What's coming up otherwise on Radio Acre? Any wrestling or movies?
There's a few wrestling things coming up again. Mainly
you'll be doing a prelude to WrestleMania, will you?
Yeah, well again because we started WrestleMania weekend last year officially for Radio Acre. So
is that this month?
No, April.
Okay. I don't know shit about wrestling.
That's okay. I'll lay it down for you. So April time we'll be celebrating some stuff for that. Maybe even have a few more video content. In the meantime, we're trying to arrange Declan to come over and when he comes over again, we're going to get a lot of stuff done. Group stuff again, like the film stuff. With the 5-minute rants going up, we have the game footage still from Decky and Shannon still flat out. We got Niall Messy Doodle working away at his own a secret
As
project.
yet untitled project.
No, it's got a title.
Oh, it's titled, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, but we're not talking about it.
Not to toot his horn, but he's done very fucking well this, and that's why he's been absent the last few while. He's been working in secret, which has been kind of cool for him. And we've got our own
we'll be
homework.
doing-
We've got our own homework.
Yeah,
we know
we'll
where
be
we're
doing
going for this.
monthly music. And as I say, I'm definitely going to be doing a couple of these 5-minute rants, like, because
Oh yes,
I got opinions, baby.
we all do.
I got
But this
opinions.
is something we can put in for. We can do.
And even more to the
One-offs for
point
music
is
if
that
needed.
other people have opinions, and those are wrong.
That is correct.
Exactly.
And I can't wait to just put shame on yours at some point.
Just get locked into an endless loop of replying to each other, getting less passive aggressive every time, just
What, like-
more out and out.
Do you know what it's going to be like?
rude.
It's going to be like me doing a reaction to your reaction thing. It's just going to build.
Yeah, it's going to be well down a rabbit hole there. Been a fantastic month. Started off talking about Mastodon winning a Grammy. We got into where are you finding your music, and should we still be buying magazines? We did a roundup of 2017. A couple of albums you might have missed were Death from Above 1979, Here Lies Man, Raven Eye, The Atomic Bitchwax, Propagandy. Coming up this year, Turbo Wolf, Marmosettes, Muse, Skindred, Korn, The Fever, Spinal Tap, Feed the Rhino, Miles Kennedy, The Struts. So plenty for you to work with here from this episode. If you were looking for some new music, or maybe you just wanted to get some of your opinions agreed with, have some of them challenged, you know where we are if you want to get in touch. In the meantime, we'll be back next month. We'll have some deep dive reviews. Any more live reviews? You going anything in the meantime?
Just BLS for now.
BLS live review from Conor Maguire. As I say, watch out for some Spotify playlists, because we do want to give you the musical accompaniments to what we've been listening to here as well. So Red Acre Productions, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, not Twitter. That's it. Those are the best places to get us, or text me.
Direct.
All right, listen, thanks very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it this far, fair fucking play to you. You need to get a life.
We all do. But thank you very much indeed.